and I think it's more the moment.
These guys came from Woodland, Delaware.
Where was you from?
Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's
Listen, man, it's your boy D-Mac, man. Fire Nice Podcast.
Let me see him. Let me see him.
Yo.
Here's up.
Yo. It's Tuesday night. This is the Fire Nice Experience, a thought-provoking black culture journey into sports entertainment, current events, politics, etc., etc.
All that.
Walk with us, y'all. Walk with us, man. We're back again. We're back. Once again, man, it's your boys, man. We're coming live from Studio 7, Area 51. You know what I mean? Where all your recording needs can be met.
All of them.
Rock with us, man. Rock with us.
Sit down. Just keep down.
Walk with us, man. Walk with us, man. You know what I mean? We got special guests in the building, man. For real. You know what I mean? We're going to get some things out the way today. We got some spirited debate topics, man. We're going to go in, man. We're going to do what we do, man. That's what we do. Absolutely, man. We're going to get spirited in this motherfucker, man, like we always do. But it's Tuesday night, man. It's your boy Tuesday Night P.
Be mad in the motherfucking building. Eat way all day.
It's your boy Iceman rapping, man.
It's your guy Fresh Fire, and before we start this thing off, hello, and how are y'all? Yeah. Man, we got love, a lot of love.
Coming live
This
from
out
Studio
here,
7,
man.
man.
You heard it. Studio 7, a.k.a. Area 51 in the building. Listen, man. Like the boy Coach P said, we got a special treat for y'all tonight, man. We got some things going on, but we're going to start the show like we always start the show with my boy Fresh on Fire. What got you on fire today, bro?
What's got me on fire today is, man, it's not... Shit, let's get it early then. Sure. Let's get it early. Fuck it. I guess it's only a flat earth to you, motherfucker. And I guess we're going. This shit kind of fucked me up earlier today, man. I'm scrolling through, and you know, it don't take much to get me all fired up, man. But I happened to see one of my idols and somebody I like who spoke for the people and walked his walk, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he made a comment about the one Kyrie Irving, and you know, but. I had to look at what the fuck he was talking about, and I was like, man, Kyrie, man, you got a pocket on this one, man.
Speak on it.
The great, all-time great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar caught wind of some stupid-ass remarks made by Kyrie Irving when he said that Sandy Hook.
No surprise there. He full of stupid-ass remarks.
When he actually went out on that motherfucking limb, on that shaky-ass motherfucking limb, and had the almighty mitigated gall to say that Sandy Hook was performed by actors. When we all know that this shit happened in real life, we all know that the motherfucking shitty ass dude who put the motherfucking fake ass conspiracy theory motherfucking video on his page, I don't want to say his fucking name or his fucking show, but he actually had to retract his motherfucking statements. He's being sued right as we speak for those dumbass motherfucking comments that Kyrie Irving thought was smart to retweet. This motherfucker must think the earth is flat around this motherfucker. And he done been on so many motherfucking planes. They done seen so much more shit than I done seen. But this stupid motherfucker thinks Sandy Hook was performed by big players.
He does think the earth is flat, too.
How about that?
I can't believe this shit.
These are pretty stupid.
I love this motherfucker as a basketball player. I loved him when he was juking all them old ass men and all them little girls and Uncle Drew. But this shit is fucking wrong, man. What the fuck are you talking about, Kyrie? What you don't understand, man, that rich people or people with influence, what you say carries. You cannot put that dumb shit out in the fucking world. There are people walking the earth right now like Kyrie Irving is a piece of shit because I lost my son in Sandy Hook and he think it was played by a background player on cheers. He think it's a fucking game.
Fucking game, nigga.
So with that being said,
Right, you good?
yeah, with that being said, man, this motherfucking Kyrie Irving and thinking this earth is flat and motherfuckers got, you know, they taking time off to go and audition to play a motherfucking kid actor in a motherfucking
You killed this shit on some weird shit.
thespian play. This motherfucker must think the earth is flat, and that's what the fuck got Fresh on fire. This nigga. Whew.
So with that being said, shit. But you gonna mention a lot of the good shit he do, though? I mean, he does a lot of it, though. A lot of it.
Fuck that nigga, Fresh.
Dog.
We gonna do that?
How disrespectful, how ignorant, and how dangerous is that thought process?
That's not what I asked you, though. That's not what I asked you.
I know what you asked me, but this is what I'm telling you.
Okay. But you gonna answer the question, or you know? It's flat no? You're not gonna do that?
He's done some nice things in his life.
Some nice things in his life?
He's done some nice things in his life. He's done some nice things in his life.
Woo!
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I can't front on that.
So listen. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this shit, man. You know what I mean?
Meat and potatoes.
Let's get to the meat and potatoes. Let's get the course serves.
Let's do that, man. Let's get
I'm gonna go ahead and step aside, man.
the main course. Let's get to the entree.
Let's get to the entree.
You know what I'm talking about?
Let's get to the entree. Hey, listen.
Coach P gonna step off, man. We're gonna bring a real special guest in. Family to the show. Riverside's finest in this motherfucker. We're gonna bring Cuzzo KC in the motherfucking building, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In the motherfucking building, man.
Hit the long one.
What's good? What's good? What's good, fellas? Yes, sir. All right.
From the Fire Nights family, we want to thank you for checking in and fucking with us.
Definitely,
You know what I'm saying? We
definitely.
definitely appreciate you checking in. You know what I'm saying? We all welcome you anytime. You know you got an open seat in this motherfucker. You got an open ticket. You feel me? That's just what it is, man. So we're gonna get into a couple things, man. You know, you agreed to come in and rap to us, man. And you know, we all about redemption on the Fire Night show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, you want to tell us a story about redemption, your story. You know what I mean? But before we do that, I always got some dumb shit. You know, you familiar with the show. I always bring some dumb shit up. And that's what the fuck we do real quick, man. Why I want you to chime in too. So listen, man. So I'm listening to a lot of motherfucking talk radio, and, you know, this and that. And, you know, there's a lot of motherfuckers got a lot of nasty shit to say about Tyler Perry, right? And I'm gonna explain why. First and foremost, I'm a fan of Tyler Perry because Tyler Perry put a lot of motherfuckers to work.
Yes, he did.
Black, brown, and otherwise, right? I'm a fan of all his work because it ain't all hot for real. But the fact that he put motherfuckers to work, I appreciate that, right? Yeah. But it's, you know, it's always a hot topic about the Medea character, he wearing a dress. But, I mean, is it okay? I mean, he's a thespian, right? He's an actor.
True that.
Right? Actors act. You can't be a man act as a woman? I mean, personally, I don't see a problem with it. I like it when Martin did the shit, and all that other shit too. And Richard Pryor did it back in the day, and a bunch of other motherfuckers. Flip Wilson.
Jamie Foxx and Wanda.
You feel me?
Flip Wilson, Geraldine.
What's your take on that? What you do?
Without throwing a dress.
Absolutely. If you're a thespian, you're an actor, getting paid, you know, good money to do what actors do. First question is, what you think about Tyler Perry and other actors that do it? And second question is, would you do it yourself?
I'm cool. I'm cool with Ty. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool whatever they do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with whatever they do. Like some of the movies good, you know what I mean?
True.
Like you said, Jamie Foxx, one was fun. Some of the Martin shit, Big Man, that was funny.
True. Shit, Nate.
You take it back to Richard Pryor, which way is up? You know what I'm saying? But me myself,
Me myself personally,
I don't know. I can't. I don't know. Honestly, I can't answer that.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I do see that as even if you are an actor. You know what I'm saying? I know that some people crab, even if you are an actor.
Okay.
A man acting like a woman is not mask. It's never playing or not.
I mean, but it's not supposed to be masculine. You playing as a woman.
But I'm saying playing or not, even.
That's your job.
Let me ask
I feel you. I feel you. That's why I said I couldn't do it.
Okay.
Because I can't see me, even if I'm an actor, like I can't see myself. I ain't even gonna say I can't see myself. I know I can't reach the depths to play a gay man or a woman. It's not in me. You know what I'm saying? It's just not in me.
Okay.
I think it's
That's
more
fair. That's
It's
fair.
not in me.
When you said
the
sports,
man dress and playing
Okay.
that. I think it's more or less the issue niggas have with it is the fact that black actors, we've come a long way, and it's more like an agenda is being pushed as far as emasculating the black man. So,
do you agree with that?
in ways I do. In ways I do. In some ways I do. I think, depending on who the actor is at a certain point, we should be past that. I can understand if a guy's just trying to break in and that role might be pivotal, but to add like you're Tyler Perry at this point, I think people might have a problem with now you at this certain point, you don't have to keep doing that and pushing that agenda and that narrative.
When you say that agenda, you mean the Medea agenda?
No, the emasculation of the black man being emasculated.
What else is he doing that speaks to the emasculating of black men?
Well,
because we talking about women, we talking about a man wearing a dress, right? What else is he doing
he's still doing it. That
Are we talking about Medea though?
That character is based on. So that character is based on a wily, riled up old woman
who he says is his Medea.
Right.
And so people don't know what Medea is. Medea is like your grandmother, your great grandmother down south. They call her Medea. So cool, right? So let's get back. So let's move on from the Medea character.
Right.
What else is Tyler Perry doing to push the emasculation of black men agenda?
To continue to play that part, I don't think he has to. That's what. So just to play that part.
So your only issue with that is
my problem is Medea and Shanae and all of them.
I get you. Let's specifically with Tyler Perry, right? Other than the Medea, do you have an issue with Tyler Perry in regards to attempting to emasculate black men?
The simple answer is yes. You don't have to keep playing that character.
Other than the Medea character?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I think that's the biggest problem with Tyler Perry is that he continues to play that character at a time where the heightened awareness. Well, let's put it this way: there's a lot of people that have a heightened awareness about black men being placed in roles other than powerful black male roles. That's ultimately what he's playing a part in that. So, and still playing that character.
So every role a black man plays should be a role of a black powerful man?
Nope. I don't think so.
Every black man shouldn't be defamed either.
I agree with that. But I don't think every black man is being defamed. My personal opinion is
Look at all the movies that black characters play.
Okay.
Either we're in a racist movie,
okay,
enslaved, right?
Okay.
We're until recently.
What's recently?
We're getting The past few years, we're getting parts. We're lead actors. We're getting that. Look at the movies.
I see your point.
Look at the movies.
Right, I see your point. I do agree to that.
As of the last few years, we're just now getting those leading roles in something that we want to do.
I Am Legend. That was years ago. A lot of years ago. He wasn't a slave. He wasn't a pimp. He was a great role. It's a great role.
Yeah.
He played the movie by himself, basically.
Yeah.
So again, I see the point of at one point in time. Shout out to Robert Townsend and Hollywood Shuffle, because at one point in time he spoke to that in the movie Hollywood Shuffle, how black men and women always got as pimp roles, whole roles, etc., etc., etc. Right? But I do not agree that as of the last few years we've still been doing that. I cannot agree with that, because again, speaking to the head of the state, Chris Rock, he was the president in the movie, right? And that's just a couple of examples, but there are plenty of movies out there where we're not just pimps, slaves, hoes, hustlers. It's out there.
But to my point, I don't think he needs to do that.
No, I get your point. I'm speaking against.
I don't think he needs to do that role anymore. Because the further we get away from it, I think the better off we are.
But check this out. So I got you. So according to Tyler Perry, right? The reason the whole Madea thing came up is as a homage to his Madea. Is that not okay?
That's fine. Okay, so why couldn't you get a sassy black female?
Because he thought he was a better actor than a sassy black female.
In the beginning, yes, but
you can't change Madea.
The roles evolved. Right?
You can't change Madea.
Technically, you could, because it was a play at first.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
not a play.
Yeah, it was him. But it was him the whole time.
Right. But with that being said, once you go to the big screen, you don't have to continue to play that role. You can get that to somebody else, because you already made your name at this point. Yeah. You already made your name. Everybody knows Tyler Perry at that point.
Is it the same?
We don't know, because he didn't do it. We don't know.
We can guess.
We don't know.
Because we've seen movies.
We don't know.
Right, we don't know. We can make an assessment, because we've seen movies and we said, that just wasn't the same without such. Or we said, damn, such was good for that role. I couldn't see it being the same.
That role could have went to several prominent black female actors, I think. That's just my opinion. But it's like you don't think it would have been the same. I think it could have been the same. I think it could have had the same impact.
Okay, fresh. Any input? I'm sorry. I cut you off earlier. My bad. I'll let you go ahead before. Sorry, Fred.
Nah, I'm just saying what y'all. I heard when I was in the bathroom, y'all was talking about the problem we had with Tyler Perry. I got a kind of problem.
Okay.
We touched on it. I don't know whether it was last week or the week before. I was talking about how we get exploited. The slave movies, all that. Yo, they exploit black trauma just as much as white people do.
Okay.
Every movie, it's a motherfucker killing a baby, sleeping with, he's showing a molestation of, you know what I'm saying? In every movie.
But is that not real life though?
It is real life. Slavery is real life.
Well, slavery used to be real life.
It's real life. What you mean?
Yeah. But the other things you just said currently go on today.
Yeah,
exists right now.
But like you said, you get tired of seeing slave movies. You get tired of seeing black trauma. Make a regular movie.
Okay. Fresh.
Make a regular movie.
I got you.
Well, I got a little different take on it. Being a pseudo artist, you know what I'm saying, I always like to think people should be free to do whatever they feel like they can do, and people interpret that however they want to interpret that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's fair that people say that's for the that speaks towards and that's damaging towards the black masculinity of the black man. That's fair. That's fair. But also, you speaking from the artist side, you got to be careful about saying what you don't want to see people do, or certain roles are only for certain people. That's just like how they say in rap, oh, well, now you can't talk about it if you ain't living. It's BS, man. This is rap. This is entertainment. This is entertainment. I am acting. I'm playing a role. Now, certain people take the role and say, oh, that tears us down. I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. That's fair. Also, I can't say that all these other movies that bring us up have put us on a high level. You know what I'm saying? Other movies that put us in a highlight. You know what I'm saying? We're they hasn't brought the black people up, just like they say. You know, viewing, you know, the demasculation of the man hasn't brought us down. In my eyes, I look at it as art. Now, when people say, "Would you do it?" Me as an artist, fuck it, I fucking might. I might. The right role, the right way. Yeah, I could be Sinead on my motherfucking show. Ain't nobody talking about Sinead demasculating black community. It's always Tyler Perry's example. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really.
That's not just
Well. Most of the time when people bring up certain examples, they only bring up certain examples. But they don't bring up all the examples. You know, because some of us are cool with some examples of black men wearing women's clothing.
When they go to Tyler Perry, it adds on by his movies. You dressing up like a woman, and then all your movies are traumatizing to women.
What about the movie when he was a black
that wasn't his
superhero?
That wasn't his movie.
Whose movie was it?
That when he was James Patterson. Alex Cross. Just think of the movie. That's a white man's movie that he was casted in. That's like a movie that you're writing. You're writing this trauma.
Okay.
You're directing this trauma. You're producing this trauma.
Now, I would say it. I mean, even though I don't think the trauma is that big, I would say the trauma, him rehashing the trauma, may be more damaging to black people than seeing a man in a dress. Well, seeing Madea. That's just my opinion. I'm like, you know, the rehashing of, and to me, I'm like, it ain't that serious. To me, it's just a movie. It's a movie. To me, it's a lot of us have went through some of these things. Now, what I will say is, your feelings and how you take this stuff and it's valid to you. I can't just say, oh, it's entertainment for you. No, you may have walked this same path. So I will not sit here and say that, oh, you should just take it a certain type of way. No. I won't say that. But what I am saying is, we've seen a lot of trauma in a lot of black movies. You know what I'm saying? We love that's New Jack City. We love that shit. You know what I'm saying? We love shit like Shottas and Belly. We love that kind of shit.
Crack era wasn't trauma. I don't know who it was. So
that's trauma.
Because you hit on it earlier, though. You said as an artist, you can't stifle an artist's creativity. Right? Mm-hmm. So I guess my biggest question is, at this point, I expect a little bit more creativity from somebody with that sort of power.
That's fair to say. That's fair to say.
You've gotten rich off of that. At
this point. Now that's fair.
To continue that sort of, because even his TV shows are pretty much down the same line. Where's the creativity? That's all. Now I'm just asking, where's the creativity? Now to me,
I look at Tyler Perry as, I got quantity, not quality. I look like, Nah, dog. I'm the one with 2 for 15 out here today. All day long. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm disappointed. I'm backed up here for brick. No, I'm not, and I ain't saying that isn't, but I ain't saying he trying to reinvent wheels either. He like, I'm fulfilling the need. And to be fair, to his defense, there's a lot more people than us that clamor for Madea. Not just, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it should or shouldn't. What I am saying is we may be in the minority in saying they don't want Madea.
There's an audience for it.
There's a huge audience. They're asking for him to be Madea.
Who is that audience, though?
You built this back on him?
Yeah.
Is that his only audience? Or is it this man too? It ain't just church people.
I guess the point I'm trying to make is, the same thing you saying that may demasculate black men, black people, including black men, are clamoring for Madea.
And who else? Who else though? This is not just only us that watch the movies.
No, I mean, white people as well. It's a lot of Spanish people, you know.
So he's not just doing it for us.
No, I didn't say he was just doing it for us. But it seems
not just doing it for us.
But black people are taking umbrage with the way him and other black men dress like women.
Well, because he
train themselves.
You know what I'm saying? He hasn't evolved, it seems like. I don't know. I think
I think he's evolved in the sense that he got a lot of work in the streets, so to speak, right? But he's still keeping this close to home because I think it's his thing. It's his baby, so to speak. Because if not for Madea, there's no Tyler Perry. You know, because Madea is what made this man. You know what I'm saying? So I think that he just holding this close to his heart.
The discussion was about his choice of moving and what he's doing. So at this point, being that powerful, having your own studio, being in the game this long, I just would expect a little bit more creativity.
And that's fair. I can also say this. He actually tried to retire Madea. The streets wasn't having it. The streets wasn't having it. Nobody else. Tyler Perry, you have to do Madea. And nobody's out here saying, well, those people ain't saying that you tear down their black husband that's sitting right next to him. Now, I ain't saying I agree with them. You know, I got my own opinion. But what I am saying is that I can't say that all black men that have portrayed women on the big screen is demasculating black men. I can't say that. And what I'm saying is the right role, the right way, the right time, I might put on a motherfucking dress.
Early in my career, it might be. But at a certain point, we got to put the dress.
The question is, you put a whole lot of parameters on you putting on a dress. Would you put on a dress?
Yeah.
Alright. But you said the right time, the right job, the right.
No, I'm saying, they just saying here. Some things gotta line up. You just can't say here put on a dress. You just can't say here put on a dress and like, what is it?
How long are you going to do it?
Long? I don't know. Now that part I don't know. That part I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I'm not saying it's like go put on a dress, but it's like Brian Lawrence. We got Big Mama house.
I'll do that. Yes.
Okay, then you fine. We got this skin.
You wrong though. Yes, I would do that. Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what he means by right time, right?
Yeah.
Right time.
It's the right time. Right?
You would have to say what you said to Martin.
Basically, what I'm saying is he didn't have to say all that to say I would want to dress.
That's what that man wanted to say, dog. He wanted to.
But I did want to put some qualifiers on you. I ain't just gonna put on a motherfucking dress.
Why not? That's what I'm saying.
No, y'all said dress.
Why not? If one working role that needs for you to put on a dress, why wouldn't
that ain't just put on a dress.
Right? No, I'm not gonna go there. He trying to make it seem like he's talking about wearing the dresses around town.
That's what he's doing.
You said just put on a dress.
Yeah, that's what
any role they ask you,
so there are qualifiers to it.
you go to a job, you go to an acting role, they say, yo,
Valid question.
all right, you need you to put on a dress. Are you gonna put on it? That's what I'm saying. It ain't. Is that the right time? If you go for a role, be like, yo,
It's just simple. I think any role is the right time. I might not play.
what issues do you have to
I might not
put
play
on a dress where it's gotta be the right time?
I might not play a congressman. If it ain't the right time.
Ready, bro.
The congressman's wife.
It's gotta be written right. It's gotta be funny. If it ain't all them stuff, I'm like, I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? If I already got 3 roles, I'm playing like, oh man, I'm doing too much. If I already got 3 roles where I'm gonna skirt over here, a dress here, like, oh, I can't.
It's just a dress.
But every role might not be a role you are interested in.
People turn down straight roles. People turn down straight roles.
Straight man role.
Take the right time, right season.
I have standards.
Yeah.
I have standards for If I'm an actor, I have standards for any role.
Yeah, so that's, yeah.
Whether there's a dress involved or not, I'm going to say, okay, what's the role? All right, give me the information on it. I want to know everything about this role and see if this role is right for me. Dress or fucking no dress. Regardless, I want to know what this role is.
What specifics?
Okay.
What specifically about the dress and that particular role wouldn't you do?
Is it just
We're just talking about the dress.
Right. If they say, yo, put this dress on and we just gonna film you, just keep, you don't got no lines.
You know that's not what I'm talking about.
These are qualifying factors. I'm not gonna put on a dress for this.
You won't hesitate as much if it was the other role versus this dress.
But it's pretty hard to do specific.
Like you're hesitating with the dress
That's
part
not
because it's
easy
the
to
dress. If it wasn't about the dress, you're entertained more versus this being a dress.
Yeah, but I got the question. But you just, I'm telling you a specific reason why I wouldn't wear it. Like
situation, boy.
and that's what I said. I'm telling you, and that's what I said. I'm telling you, if you was just to say, like, we just want to film you walking up and down the street, no lines, nobody has no lines in a dress. That's where I hold, cousin. I'm not playing that role in a dress.
That's not what we're asking.
That's what I'm saying. That's the qualifier. Like qualifiers.
That role, then, dude. I mean,
I'm like, yo, dog, like, oh, you just want to shoot me in a dress like that? Nah.
You're emphasizing the dress because it's about the dress, right?
Yeah, it's hard.
That's what we're trying to say. That's about the dress. It's all about the dress.
in your brother clothes, walking down the street.
You would have taken it, but because it's a dress.
I'm in the movie dress. I'm in the movie. It's a problem with the dress. It's a problem with it.
Yeah, it's nowhere around. It's the dress. We're taking the dress.
She said yes.
But it's a qualifier. I never said it. I'm like, it's a qualifier, though. It's a qualifier because what?
Because of the dress. Exactly.
Yeah.
Next question. Why all that?
Why or what?
Go all the way around the corner with all that. Yeah. You said so.
I'm not wearing no dress.
It don't have to be special. But you gotta have lines. You gotta have lines you put on. And they have an extra in the dress. And you be a woman as an extra. You run your boys down the street. Pick up that trash. I'll give you a situation. Come on. You would have took the role. You would have took the role.
Possibly. And that's what I'm saying. You know what possibly. Possibly.
They say you don't stay on the corner as old man.
Depending on the time you're taking that role. Depending on time and how things is going. Possibly. I'm trying to be as truthful as I can. Possibly. Because of the dress. Possibly.
That was a great conversation. That was a great conversation piece. we got lit, we got heated. That's what we do in this motherfucker. That's what the fuck we do. That's why we here. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. We got the good guys in bed. Yeah, we do. But listen, man, let's get to the special guest. Let's get to our special guest, Kevin KC. Man, Riverside's finest. Mm-hmm. So, you know, as I'm sure the people can see, man, you know, you're in a wheelchair, obviously, right? And if you can't see it, he's in a wheelchair, right? So, help us understand how you got there, man. And be as, you know, be as explicit as you want or don't want to be. You know, obviously names, faces, and places are withheld to protect the innocent and or the guilty. Mm-hmm. But, you know, be explicit as you want to be, man.
I mean, in short, I was shot.
Okay. Do you remember the details?
Vividly.
Okay. You want to speak on?
Yeah. 2010 at approximately 12:30, I was leaving out of a spot. Mm-hmm. Unbeknownst to myself, I was being followed. Didn't know that until later on or whatever. Got to my destination, sitting at a car, talking to somebody.
You said sitting in the car or like?
On the car, like just sitting, just chilling, just relaxing, sitting there at the car. Didn't hear a gunshot. All I remember was just being on the ground and just kind of like asking for help. Get me the fuck up.
So you don't even remember hearing the gunshot?
I don't remember hearing the gunshot.
Okay.
I don't know if it because it hit me instantly. I don't know. I just don't remember that part of it. I do remember being on the ground, trying to move.
So let me ask you this: as you're on the ground trying to move, what's going through your mind?
Why the hell I can't move?
Okay.
I couldn't move. I noticed my lower limbs. I couldn't move.
Okay.
All I remember is my torso.
And that was right away.
Right away, instantly. Right away. I knew something was wrong. I just didn't know to what degree. Laying there, trying to figure out why I couldn't get up and run for safety.
Yeah.
So immediately I told the person that I was with, yo, get me to the hospital, something's wrong. Get into the car, I pass out. Next thing you know, I woke up in the hospital.
Do you remember, any kind of pain or, obviously you couldn't move your legs, but
couldn't feel no pain.
No pain.
No.
And where did you end up being shot at? Where in your body?
In my torso, from the left side of my torso, and ended up in my spine.
Okay. And I'm assuming because it's in your spine, they didn't want to take it out.
Too dangerous.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay. Wow. Sheesh. So you go to the hospital. How long were you in the hospital?
Several months.
7 months?
Several.
7 months. Wow.
Yeah.
So what's going through your mind, man? Because I'm sure at some point you started to understand why you couldn't move your limbs.
Right.
You know what I mean? They start to explain to you, well, you can't move your limbs because the bullets in your spine, you're paralyzed. I don't know what language they use.
Mm-hmm.
So as you're finding all this shit out, and it's piling on, what's going through your mind?
I couldn't see nothing. Everything was dark.
And you mean that in a literal sense or figurative sense?
I mean it in the literal sense.
Oh, okay.
Everything was dark. This was something that was new to me.
Right.
I've never experienced it, obviously. Just knowing that all of the things that I like to do prior to football, basketball, baseball, all of those different things, I knew that it would be no more.
Right.
So that kind of like sent me into a dark place.
Okay. And I'm sure you had to think about my kids. Am I going to be able to be, a solid father? I can run around and play with them and that type of shit. Also.
That alone, especially with my son, because I only got one son.
Right.
My girls, it wasn't really a lot of physical, but my son, my only son, not being able to show him my footwork when it comes to football, basketball, how to move, how to do different things. So it was troublesome. It was a hard pill to swallow.
So how did you? I mean, I can't imagine, how like I can completely understand what you're saying about going dark, because it's like, one day you can do whatever, and the next day, or not even just an instant,
right?
It all fucking changes. So I can imagine, that feeling. How did you get out of that funk, man?
I'm still living in it.
Okay.
Quietly.
Okay. How are you managing?
How am I managing it? I manage it by going about my everyday routine, just knowing that I have to be strong, not for nobody else, but for me, in order for me to get to where I need to get to. And I'm going to continue to do so. I don't think after I came from that dark place, man, I realized that sitting down there was only going to make me go into a deeper depression. So I realized that I had to come up out of it. So I had to do certain things. I had to train my body all over. I had to train my mind all over. You know what I'm saying? In order to get away from that captivity. Because I was enslaved. We just got finished talking about slavery. I was enslaved mentally. So I had to find my way out of it. You know what I'm saying? I had to escape my own slavery in order to get to where I needed to get to. And that was to my own freedom. I wanted to get back to freedom. And my freedom was, I knew I couldn't walk. So now I know I had to do something different. I had to figure out how to maneuver in this wheelchair. And once that became an everyday thing for me, I've gotten better at it. And still today, I'm getting better at it. I'm still learning my body.
Right. So, you're sitting in the hospital. Months are going by. You're in this dark place. At and it's might sound like a silly question, and I probably know the answer, but I don't know. Is vengeance going through your mind?
That's what whole time on. Before we even get there, Vinny. Do you know, being who you was at that time and everything going on, do you know what led up to you being shot? Did you ever come to find out what led up to you? You know what I'm saying?
I still don't know. I still don't know. Cause I mean, if you know me, you know to myself, I don't fuck with nobody. I respect everybody on every side of town. I respect everybody. So that was, it's still troublesome.
Right.
But you know, I deal with it.
Right.
And I deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's honest. That's honest.
So, man, yeah, that's rough, man. You know, and it's one thing, man. If you know you this menace, you know, you going from side to side of town, robbing niggas, and you know what I'm saying, you putting the hammer in niggas' heads, and you know, and not saying anybody deserves to be shot in a wheelchair, et cetera, but again, it's almost understandable if you're that guy. You feel what I'm saying? So. You know, you feel me? So it's even a harder pill to swallow if they ain't even your MO. Right. Like, I've seen you all my life, and I know your MO. You know, you would remind me a lot of each other because y'all just cool, y'all back in the cut, and that's kind of what y'all do. So, you know, for you, it had to be even harder to swallow. Like, I don't fuck with lie. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Is that an accurate assessment?
Absolutely.
So was vengeance on your mind in that hospital?
I couldn't really see that far because I was so focused on me. Okay. I was just trying to get out of that dark place that I wasn't even worried about that. When that time came, I would deal with that when it came. But I wasn't worried about that. Okay. That wasn't my primary focus. It was getting better. It was getting into therapy. It was trying to like make these things operate again. That was more so where I was and get dysfunctioning.
Gotcha. So. And I know the answer to this, obviously, because I know your family, our family. How was your support system?
As far as my family goes, it was great. It was great, but I was just so torn and broken that I wasn't willing to accept it. True. Because I was torn. I felt like I failed a lot of people, including myself. So I was like, y'all don't deserve to go through this. Let me go through this. Right. Let me strengthen, let me heal, and then I'll, you know what I'm saying, we can work all the details out later on. But let me deal with this. Because just like when you're incarcerated, your family incarcerated with you. So I'm in this chair, my family go through the same stuff. They feel the pain without even feeling the pain. You understand what I'm saying? So like, I don't want them to be a part of that. I don't want you shedding no tears. Don't cry because I'm not. Because if I see that in you, and it's going to do something to me, and then I'm going backwards. I don't want to go backwards. I want to go forward.
Good brother. Speaking of strength, I was just sitting here and I've been listening to your whole story, and I'm like, from what I know of KC, you know what I'm saying, actually competing against you and all of these things all these years. For you to have this transition, I just wanted to know, where you thought you was weak, but you happen to be strong with your transition where you're at now. And let me put it like this, because, and just like the good brother, the councilman over there, when you go through these type of things, which I can't say I've went through, but I see people go through and I see the strength that comes out on the other side. A lot of people say, well, I didn't know I was strong this way. Did you find out something about yourself? You know, when you transitioned that you didn't know that was in KC?
I've always known myself to be strong. It was never a doubt in my mind. It was just that this situation per se was so different that I had to muster up that strength from somewhere else, from deep down in the depths of my soul. I had to muster up that. Yeah, at some point, early on. But as time progressed, I started to learn more about me, and it was like, yo, you, like, come on, man, just keep it moving. And that's what I did. I continued to keep moving.
So you just leaned into KC.
That's it.
I'm leaning into KC.
That's it.
I'm doubling down.
That's it.
I'm doubling down.
So check this out, right? So, and I'm asking this because I've had homies who have went through similar situations, and they went from being a perfectly able-bodied, athletic, whatever, to not being able to move their limbs, right? And they told me that they felt like this. Was there ever a time when you were like, I wish I was dead?
Once.
Okay.
When I first got the news, shortly after, and my verbiage was, man, y'all might as well just take me out of here, because I don't want to live that kind of life. Right. I didn't want to live that after being so mobile and being able to do all of the different things, and I didn't.
Being all right.
That's all right. That dark thinking, that stinking thinking.
Being all right at football.
Being all right.
Yeah, you must be.
Shoot.
If you get it, you get it. If you know, you know.
Yeah. So it was for me, man. My strength just came from within, man. I know how to now today move better. Being in this chair, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's better than being dead.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad thing. Where I see, unlike my brother over here and myself, I see a lot of younger guys that are in my situation currently who have given up. I'm talking about just giving up. I'm talking about like messing all over yourself, just like not even caring. And I try to take them under my tutelage and like, yo, come on, man. Like, no, this ain't what we do.
You still have
giving me a bad name.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we still have value.
Yeah, you still got value.
You still got the same value.
Truthfully, I think I got more value to my life.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Not more. I'm able to sit here in this chair right now. I mean, my vision is perfectly clear. I can see everything versus before. When I got these, I'm moving 100 miles an hour. I'm going. I'm speeding, and I'm always crashing. Now I ain't no crashing because I'm able to sit back and observe everything more closely. I can see everything. It's cool now.
I'm glad you said that, because that leads me right to my next question. Right? I was in a car accident, right? Back in '98, and there was a couple people that called me. One was a real good friend of mine, and he, to this day, has some issues from the accident, right? And a long time went by, man, and I was honestly, I was avoiding him. And it's because of my guilt that I was driving the car. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't my fault. Whatever. But my guilt was like fucking me up. So I couldn't even face him. And this is my nigga for, for a long time. But I couldn't. And he knew, because he was like, I get a message, yo, such and such said, I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm like, you know what I mean? But we ran into each other. And I sat him down and said, listen, bro, let me keep it being with you. This is why I ain't been right. I feel responsible for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I was driving. Granted, I wasn't being reckless. It was an accident. You feel what I'm saying? I said, but I feel bad, bro, because you was down the way with me, hanging out with me. And, I feel like this shit is my fault. And we had a moment and we cried and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And he told me, man, and I'll never forget what he said to me. He said, bro, that was the best thing that could have happened to me. And I was like,
Didn't think that was coming.
He said, listen, if that didn't happen, and I wasn't slowed down, and he's not in the wheelchair, but he's
He got gangster limbs. I call it. He got gangster limbs.
He's paralyzed in his right foot, and I believe his right hand, or something like that. So he's not, he can't move like,
right.
We can move. And he said, if that hadn't happened to me, I'll be dead or in jail for a long time. Right? And I felt that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt that shit. And it literally, at that moment, bro, all that guilt on my shoulders was gone.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, yo, this ain't your fault, man. It happened. It was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
Do you feel like that?
absolutely, 100%. Absolutely. That's why today I don't shed tears. I don't dwell too much on what happened. I'm actually, I know shit, I'm living my best life in this chair. In this chair. And a lot of, it's crazy because a lot of people say, well, damn, you're damn right. Probably more than you. Probably more than you.
You know what I ain't saying? Do you know what I ain't saying?
I wasn't going to ask that, but thank you for clearing that up.
What's on the pound?
I wasn't going to be no devil's authority to you. But thank you for clearing that up for the people.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the people who are wondering. Okay, I ain't mad at that at all.
Names and faces being withheld to protect the innocent. Was there anybody else? You said you was with, talking to somebody. Was there anybody else hurt or anything? Okay. Hey, I mean, do you feel like, why me?
I stopped questioning that a long time ago. It was destined. It was supposed to happen. It happened the way it was supposed to happen.
Right, I heard that.
Yeah, like ain't no the way it's supposed to.
That's how it's supposed to be.
So at any point, because you said you passed out after you were shot, and you opened the hospital. At any point during that that whole situation in the hospital for several months, was there any point where anything went wrong? You got an infection, or and you almost died, or you almost were lost. You know what I'm saying? Did any of that happen?
Not early on. That didn't happen until years later.
Okay.
Complications?
You want to talk about that, or
As most recent as 2020.
okay?
Because if paralyzed, you can't sit for too long in one spot. You get bed sores.
Okay.
You get ulcers on your backside, and if you don't take care of them properly, then bad things happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
A whole lot of issues. But in 2020 was a bad year for me, man. I went through, I can't even count, probably about 12 surgeries.
Regarding your wound, or
I'm talking about wounds. I'm talking about other issues. It was just 20 was a bad year. Like everything, it just seemed like everything just popped up at once. And 2020, May of 20, I had my last surgery, which didn't go so well. Some things went wrong on the inside of me. My heart stopped. I was out, literally. Gone. Flatline. I was gone.
shit! Wow.
That year right there, man, it probably was my worst year of my life. But yeah, that happened. After several minutes, revived me, bring me back, and then I was told the story. Because I obviously don't remember a lot of that stuff. But after that, man, it's just like the way I treat my life after that, it's like I'm very cautious about everything. If I get a score on my finger, I'm like, let me go to the doctor. Something might be going on. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just take caution for every little thing. Every little thing is going. If I get a cough, I'm going to the doctor.
Did you do that before you got shot?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
We were supermen. You know what I'm saying? None of us was.
Yeah, did you have a doctor before you got
I don't think so. No.
And I said that for that point right there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, not that would have changed anything. You know what I'm saying? If you had a fucking doctor.
Yeah,
you know
probably wouldn't have.
But I think that just speaks to the fact that, like you said, we just are going 100 miles an hour, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't even think twice about this, about that, and and we take for granted, man. You know what? When we was in Texas, bro, recently, thought, like, we had conversations. You know what I mean? And damn, like I just really thought about how much we take for granted.
We take for granted a whole lot of stuff, man.
Like, and I mean, I thought about it literally, like every time, we out back, right? Down the little back area, and we chilling, and I get up and go to the beer, and I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But in my head, I'm like, damn, man, like that motherfucking quick. This shit can be gone, bro.
Be gone.
And it puts it into perspective, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's crazy because people really do take things for granted, man. Like, I hear all the time, like, I'm tired. Like, do you understand what I would give to be tired, to be able to get up on these feet and just like run around and get tired? Like, you be crying about simple stuff. Like, y'all be crying about simple stuff. Don't even understand this side of it. I know a lot of people can't deal with this side of it, man. You know what I'm saying? But y'all be crying and whining.
Let me ask you something. What's some advice that you like to give to some brothers and sisters in your same situation that may have their head down, that may not be looking at it, because now, like I see, man, y'all some strong brothers. You know what I'm saying? I do see some people, who are strong, but I do see some people who may have their head down and like that. What's some of the, the information and some of the vibe or what, give to the people that may be in the same situation as y'all?
Well, I had I want to say maybe 5 or 6 people that I would get together regularly with. Just talking to them, just having little conversations and kind of like uplifting them, if you will, because a lot of those people were still in the slumps, in the dump. They just didn't feel like life was worth living. And I had to tell them that that's not true. Like, I'm living proof that it is.
Right.
Like, you can still do all this. I tell people all the time, the only thing I can't do is stand up and dog my bra from behind. Everything else I can do. I can't get it. I just cannot get it the way I want to. But I can do everything else. So, like, brothers, like, you see what I'm saying? You can still live life in this situation, man. I'm telling you, it's possible. It's doable. But you got to have that power. You got to have that within, man. You got to have that strength. You got to find it somewhere. And just like I told those brothers, man, pull it up out of you. If you need me to, I'll help you. I'm gonna help you because we all in this situation. We can all identify with one another. So, like, if you need it, call me. Let's go. I will take the time out of my day. I would stop everything, especially for people that's in this.
Right.
I'm stopping what I'm doing. And we're gonna go wherever you want to go. We're gonna talk. We're gonna cry together. We're gonna do whatever because I know what's going on. Now, if it's you, I'm like, man, you can't identify with it. We got going on. So I'm gonna go hang the fuck out your back or something. But it's not nothing personal. It's just that I know you can't identify with it. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like, you can still live, man. You can still live, man.
So you find yourself being an advocate these days?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Even my kids at the job, man, they look at me and all like, oh, let me see what you great do. So, like, in the gym, I get out of my chair, get on the bench, and I just throw up a few hundred pounds. They like, Mr. K, why you do that? Yeah, because I got the willpower. This is what I do. This is what I grew up doing. I love lifting weight. Well, how you gonna get all that by yourself? Just sit there and watch. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just encouraging them, man. Listen, you can still do this. It's not hard.
I love that. I mean, I heard you say advocate, man. I really think that everybody should be everybody's advocate, man. You know what I'm saying? But especially, when you can relate to somebody, man, please be somebody's hero, man, if you can. Yeah. And I'm glad to hear that you've made it through. You still moving and grooving. You know what I'm saying? You inspiring, you supporting, you know what I'm saying, the good brother over there, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all still doing it. Y'all showing people like, their life is not over. Yeah. Matter of fact, in certain ways, like y'all saying, it's beginning. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I would just like to say salute my damn self, just for showing, being a beacon. Both of y'all, man, just being the people y'all are. Yeah. And cause really though, now just to say, KC, this is KC now. Vash, councilman. If y'all necessarily had y'all head down and was moving like things ain't looking right in my life, a lot of things might not be looking right around in this particular area. A lot of people might be like, man, damn. You know, so that's what I'm saying. Like, nah, what y'all holding y'all head up high, that's KC and Vash, councilman, good brother. Other people like, yeah, you know what? I can do this. Even if you're not talking to them. You know what I'm saying? That's an even better stance to necessarily have than just to, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you shining y'all light, man. Salute, man. I'm so proud. Y'all brothers is still holding on, holding strong.
That's real. And, you know, and that's part of the reason, man, to what he's speaking that I wanted to bring you on. Because, you know, when we was in Texas, man, and we talked, man, like I was inspired. You know what I'm saying? You know, we family, but we ain't seen each other before recently in what, fucking 30 years or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't even seen you since you've been in the wheelchair. I heard, but I hadn't seen you. So, you know, the conversations we had, man, like I was truly fucking inspired. You know what I'm saying? About some of the shit you was telling me. And, you know, and I told you, I need you to come on the show. I told you down there. You know what I'm saying? And I meant that shit, bro, because if one person out there is going through the same shit you're going through, and you can inspire them, you've done your job. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So it's like, you know, I wanted people to see that, you know, you get shot, you in a wheelchair, it ain't a death sentence, man. It's not a death sentence. You know what I'm saying? You still got life to live, like you said. You can still do X, Y, motherfucking Z. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, listen, I'm all for a redemption story. I'm all for a redemption story. You know what I'm saying? And to me, this is a motherfucking redemption story. Because, like you said, the other motherfuckers you knew, you could have easily said, hey, look. Like you said it at one point, but then you was past it. I quit, I'm over. You might as well just fucking kill me. Man, you know what I'm saying?
I would even say that's fair to have to be like, man, everybody look like this. It's fair. You know what I'm saying? I would say that's fair. But you know, to not act on that. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna give that one to everybody. You know, and that's like, you got at least one of those in you. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't. You know, it'd be fair for you to act on that one. But for you to say who you are, you know what I'm saying, and to say, you know what?
That's another thing I think, though. I don't know, you know, because like I said, I'm not in your predicament, you know what I mean? Does family play a big role in helping, you know what I'm saying? Because some people, you know what I mean, I don't know if some people who may be in that situation might not have the support in the family, you know what I mean? So it might be a little bit hard. Does family help it a whole lot?
Absolutely. It really does. But again, I don't allow that help because I'm so used to being independent. Now, if it's necessary, if it's something I can't do, I can't do it.
Right.
I have to call on somebody, which I don't like doing.
Right.
But for the most part, if I need them, they're gonna be there. Like if I need them, they're gonna be there. Yo, man, these steps too high. Come get me up this step. I can't get up the steps by my damn or crawl or something like that. So I know they're gonna be there. But if it's something that I can handle, it's gonna take me 10, 15 minutes, I'm all with that. It's cool.
And that takes, I think, some humility too, because, you know, to your point, you know what I mean? We used to, and I say we as men, are used to being men, and we used to, you know, being, you know, to some extent independent and doing our own motherfucking thing. And not, you know, like to this day, nigga, I won't stop and answer directions, nigga. I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's not that we need, you know, we got the phones and shit, you know, we ain't map questions like we was back in the day. I'm not asking for fucking directions. I'll get lost, nigga. As dumb as that fucking sounds, I will fucking get lost first.
It's not dumb. It's hard to a degree, right? Because I say that because earlier on, getting out of the hospital, I had to heavily rely on people because I wasn't as strong. I wasn't as mentally strong. I wasn't as physically strong because, of course, this is brand new. So I'm trying to get acclimated to my body and its new self. So now it's like, damn, I gotta call such and such. My pride ain't gonna let me call you because I don't like the word no. I don't like you to tell me no. You know I need help. So it's like, I'm gonna do it. So it was time. I fell quite a few times. But I got the hell back up.
Absolutely.
By myself.
Absolutely.
Because I realized, all right, all this stuff that used to be, all that KC used to be, they don't give a fuck about that no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't care. Oh man, you ain't no good to us now.
Right.
On the flip side, when that thing came back in full circle, it's like, hey, I'm a fire.
Nigga. Right.
I don't need you. I'm doing all this by myself. I don't need you.
Good brother, I want to ask you this. Like I said, we should all be each other's advocate. You know what I'm saying? And like you saying, you ain't going to ask for help. But motherfucker, I'll pull your ass up any motherfucking steps that I'm around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What the fuck can we do? And not just us. I'm talking about people, you know, on this side. You know, what can we do to make you guys and ladies more comfortable to live in? What can we do? I'm just saying, if it was something you want to say, like, yo, if y'all could just see it from this perspective, or if y'all could just do this, or look out this way for us.
Right.
That's a solid for us. That's it. What's that? What can we do?
Just knowing that you're gonna be there without passing judgment, or just knowing that you're gonna be there without me having to repay you in some kind of way, that's plenty.
For the love.
That's plenty. Just out of respect, just out of love, just out of what we have, just out of what we built over the years is plenty. I don't need nothing else.
Right.
Just knowing that I might not never call on you, but it might be attacked one time. Like, yo, Fresh, I need you, man.
But let me ask you this: what would you say? What we could do for others in your position? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you strong. You out in front for the people. But what can we do for some people maybe not as strong as you? You know, like, how can we help in the fight? How can we help in the fight? You know, just like, you know, just on the love. Like, yo, you know.
I can't really answer for those people.
Okay.
I can't. Everybody is not going to allow their pride to ask.
Right.
And then some people are still feeling the way about asking. Like, it's been plenty of times where I felt, and we talking about demasculation, I felt like where somebody had to pick me up and put me in the car before. I felt like, what the fuck am I doing in there?
Right.
They can put me in the fucking car. You know what I'm saying? But then I had to think about it, like, I feel that. I'm in a big ass truck. I feel that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, man, what the fuck you put me down, man? I need to climb up that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Carry me like I'm some old bitch. Like you carrying your woman through the threshold or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Man, put me there. Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I don't care, man. Put me there. I'm not feeling that shit. But the more mature I got, the more I started to understand it's help and it's genuine love.
Right.
I'm out with it.
So it's needed. So you saying just understand, you know, keep it a buck with everybody.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Keep it genuine with everybody, man. And
that's it. And people that aren't me, that are in this situation, if you, anybody, and you see somebody in this situation in a wheelchair, they struggle, just something as small as you go on and say, yo, what you need?
Right.
That's what man.
Right.
Got you. Okay.
Relax your arms. Let me push you up just here.
Got you.
Let me help you get in that car. That should go a long way.
That's real.
Got you.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? It goes a long way.
That's real.
Without them even having to ask.
Yeah.
You just doing it because you're a good person.
Got you.
And they recognize that.
Right.
Somebody out here with you. They might not ask.
Right. But they can damn sure use it.
But they can use it. Right. They're not going to ask because their pride is in the way. They like, man, I don't know this motherfucker. But you being who you are, yo, brother, relax.
Right.
Let me help you. This is a steep hill.
Right.
Let me push you up there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real, man.
That's fucking real. That's real. God damn. That's what I'm saying. I was like, a lot of people are always asking, you know what I'm saying, those type of things, you know, how you feel and this and that. I'm like, well, yeah, but also what can we do? You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't always, you know, like, you know, it's like.
It's crazy that he said that, because I never really thought of it like that.
Right.
Cause I see, you know what I'm saying? I see people in wheelchairs.
They need help their ass.
Yeah, that's not even that. It's just like I said earlier, they just put them on out.
Yeah.
Y'all just, you know what I'm saying?
Just assuming that they okay.
Right.
They don't like they need my help, but actually you've been doing this all motherfucking day. I could use a brief. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I could use a brief. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like,
you've been doing this all day. You could use a breather.
Right. Nah, cousin, hold on. I got you. Yeah, something. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't really thought of it.
And that's what I'm saying. Something like that can go a long fucking way, man. Something like that go a long fucking way, man. Damn.
I never really thought of it like that. Man,
That's why the fucking good brother on the show, man, to give us this motherfucking perspective. The same brother over there to give us that perspective. I'm glad he was here. I'm like, damn. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, well, what the fuck can I do? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm like, what the fuck can we do? And I ain't just saying it, you know, for you or you. I'm like, you know, what's a lookout for anybody in your situation? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You know, keep it a buck. And if you know, yo, you've been doing this all day, you might use a breather. You know what I'm saying? I'm just do you a solid. You know what I'm saying? Pass it forward. I mean, pass it along. Damn, man, that's that good fucking food, man. Fire Nice Experience, that's that good fucking food, man. God, and then we just gonna take it to another level, man. My good brother, our good brother, fan to the motherfucking show.
Fam, bring it on in, fam.
All motherfucking night.
You more comfortable in your own joint? You good. Fam, ladies and gentlemen, the man that needs no goddamn introduction. Y'all know who it is, man. It's the good brother. It's the councilman. It's Vash in the building.
What's up, man?
What's up, man, brother?
Good brother, good brother.
That's why you my man, Johnny. You're the spot, nigga. That's why you my man. Good brother. Welcome, man. We appreciate you, man. Listen, you're kind of a regular now, though, for real. You're not a guest no more. You're home now, for real.
Yeah.
Once you've been here more than once, nigga, you know, you gotta let yourself in. You go to prepare yourself, get your own drink, all that shit. You feel what I'm talking about?
There was nothing to drink.
It got kind of dry out around here, man. You know, people, what's going on? I was like,
Drop water, you know.
That's our bad. It's Florence off today, man. So we apologize. Florence ain't gonna work today. You know what I mean? So we apologize. A little late, we apologize, man. You know, next time, man. But listen, good brother, we appreciate you, you know, walking on us too, man. You know, popping up and all that.
I'm turning that way, man.
You good?
Let me turn it. There we go. Hey.
Yep, appreciate you.
Listen, though, Vash, man. Check me out, man.
I saved you some.
Bro. Appreciate it. You know, you've been in the building before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know how we get down. We come up here, we bust it up, we rap, and we do shit that we do off camera. You feel what I'm talking about all day long? We talk shit. That's kind of what we do.
And you took us back to the bricks too. I thought I was gonna have the rooftop atmosphere. You brought it back to the bricks.
Like that. You like the bricks?
Next week, I didn't feel
Yeah.
over there, you know.
Yeah. Next week we might be somewhere exotic because it's cold. You know what I'm saying? It's cold, so we might be with some palm trees and some sand. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man. Give up.
Got the wind blowing, you know, down low on it.
Yeah, you know.
You already know. Check this out, though, man. Listen, I got a little something for everybody, man. I want you to put too. So you know, we had the PNB Rock shit, right, recently. And it's a lot of talk about, man, you know, niggas need to start checking in when they go here and there, checking in. So my question is this. You ever heard of Country Seer had to check in when he went to LA?
No.
Detroit?
I don't think.
Brad Pitt.
Hell no.
You ever had to check? Why the fuck is this rappers got checked?
That's it.
Like, what's up with, like, on some real shit? What the fuck is up with that, dog?
So that's a good question. So is it certain type of rappers? Like, is it the way that you live? Like, you know, because some of our old school rappers, right? They still rappers. They still doing. I mean, you got Wu-Tang, everybody that's going on tour, right?
This is true.
So do they got to check in if they do a show in Detroit?
Well,
I'm out.
I'm just curious.
But I'll say this about Wu-Tang. In my mind, and my thought process, Wu-Tang move a little different than other niggas move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I think everybody has posses and I'm going shit. I said posse. And they just came in my head and me and said just came the fuck out.
The 90s code, they want their word back.
Shit. Entourage. Entourage, right? But I feel like Wu-Tang, them niggas move 150,000. Them niggas is deep. Right? And I don't know the rules. I don't know if you stay 30 yards, you ain't got. I don't know how this shit works. I don't know fucking
I don't know about checking in and any of that kind of stuff. That what I do know is certain rappers like to go to certain places.
Okay.
Some of these places, it's in the hood or hood adjacent. You know what I'm saying?
But let me mention this. And sorry to cut you off, but I want to interject right at that point you at.
Mm-hmm.
Do they want to do that because they just want to be in the hood? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I'm sure Brad Pitt spends a lot of time in LA.
Mm-hmm.
He might even go to Roscoe's.
He ain't going to that Roscoe's.
That Roscoe's. Because that's in the hood. I've been to that Roscoe's. And that shit is in the cut.
But that's what I'm saying. Brad Pitt don't like to go to the hood either. You know what I'm saying? He go to Rodeo Drive and that's what I'm saying. And PNB Rocks and of the like, possibly. They like to go where they like to go. It's a different culture in different cities.
So on that, let's stay there. So stay there for a second. Like even if he would have went to that Roscoe, right?
Okay.
He went with Beto. He didn't go.
He
didn't go just going as normal.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. With Beto.
Right.
Like would have been different if he just went there normal.
Absolutely. I think so.
Yeah, I think he would have got something.
Because let me tell you this, and maybe it might be just me. But before he got shot, I wouldn't have been at the point PNB Rock out of Atlanta. I'm being completely honest. I had no fucking. I heard his name before. I had no fucking clue what he looked like. None. Zero. Zilch. So I say that to say, if he didn't have all that bait on, I feel like he could have went there, ate his food.
Well, you call it bait.
And left.
You call it bait. You call it bait. It's bait, yeah.
It's attracting all kinds of attention. You're attracting the female persuasion, but you're also attracting the wolves.
So was that?
Well, he was with his lady, right? Wasn't he with his lady?
He was with his lady.
So women may be attracted, but the wolves, that was more of the wolves. I'm saying, with my lady, so I can only really attract wolves.
But isn't it a thing because I heard, I was listening to one of these rappers, man, a pretty popular rapper talk, and they were like, look, I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm in certain places I take security. Or I'm going to take my check off. I ain't no bitch, but I want to make it home to my peoples.
Well, I know where I'm at.
Yeah.
I see.
Yes, I see.
We don't even wear our jewelry out there.
Yeah.
Ice Cube don't wear no jewelry. None of them dudes wear jewelry like that. Why? Because they don't tempt that sort of thing. So is it a thing of, and obviously we don't know, we weren't there, but in everyone's opinion, is it a thing of, I'm from whatever part of Philly, nigga, LA niggas, you know how we do.
That's definitely some of it. Definitely some of it.
If that's not us, we know a nigga like that.
Mm-hmm.
We know a nigga like, take off my shit. Well, I don't know PNB Rock. I don't know that.
Yeah.
So I'm out there because we all know that guy, right?
They got it on video saying you never get robbed.
I heard that.
Yeah. Well,
I heard that.
Far as I know, man, like I said, your brother Ice-T said the people out there, just period, don't wear jewelry.
Right.
Just because the culture out there, you food.
Yeah.
You food. It don't matter who you are. Dope boy. Let Brad Pitt go down to that motherfucking with bait on and no security. This nigga's food. You know what I'm saying? He's food. And you know what I'm saying? Whoever go down there with that, that's what. Oh, this nigga don't fucking know. He's food. You know what I'm saying? So so that's. So it must happen a lot. You know, the people out there like, man, don't wear your shit.
This is
you know what I'm saying? So
something you asked about the check-in culture. That has a lot to do with either it's a twofold thing. It's A, protection to be in those places. Right?
Yeah.
There is a lot of extortion that goes on. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a high level of extortion from the standpoint of, a lot of them feel as though, okay, you're coming out, you're doing
a person not like that shit.
It's gotten territorial in that degree. Is it a right or wrong thing? I don't think it's right. Why just rappers though? We don't know the answer to this, but I want to ask you your opinion.
Well, P&B Rock wouldn't have been affected by the second move, right?
Well, he was actually living in LA.
I'm right.
He should have.
But I mean, basically, if he didn't have the jewelry on, then he would
would have ate.
He just still been floating around.
This is true.
You know,
So he just got his chicken waffles.
I mean, even if he had to check in, they might have told him who he checked in with. We ain't going like that.
Yeah, that's right. True. The narrative that's what was playing out is that it's almost like rappers are being targeted. So hey, listen, because the perception that they put out there is that I'm loaded.
Exactly.
And I got $500.
But that's why they're getting targeted. You talked about all this stuff in your raps.
I
got money in my pocket too, but again, Brad Pitt didn't put that one in his pocket.
Well, they ain't catch Brad Pitt yet. If they catch Brad Pitt, he food.
No, but I disagree because Brad Pitt ain't gonna have no whole bunch of bait on.
No, but if they catch Brad Pitt,
it's food. Right, but that's the point I'm making. The point I'm making is, why do we feel like we need to go to the hood?
Exactly.
With $500,000 worth of fucking bait on.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's just an immature mentality. It's an immature mentality that unfortunately can cost you your life. That we have to come to that realization. It can cost you your life doing that very thing. You have to play it safe. And unfortunately, until you realize that, like let's say 50 walks around with Navy SEALs when he's in certain situations. So when you run up on him, you don't see a bunch of dudes, a bunch of black dudes. You see a bunch of Navy SEAls. There was an interview with a bunch of guys. There's an interview with a guy, a group that, he said, yeah, they planned on getting 50, but when they walked up, they saw this color man, and they knew what it was hitting for. So they left. It wasn't worth even trying.
I think once you've been shot 9 times,
that's another thing too. You move a little different. You gonna move a little different.
I mean, that's the message of itself.
His budget is different.
It's a little different, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. It's different. That's different. There's levels. Yeah, it's levels. That's a different budget, man. That's a different budget right there. That's a big budget.
That's a detailed budget.
So why do we target ourselves, man? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is wrong with us that we just gotta, like you said, that rappers got to be targeted? Like, God.
But it's the despair in being in that area and not having nothing. And
that area.
No, I'm just saying those types of areas, not like that, but those types of areas, because it's a premium, and it's like that in Atlanta to a degree. And Detroit was famous for the no-fly zone for rappers.
Right.
So I mean, I think they might have even created that thing. They might have even been the first to do it. But it's that despair of being in that particular area where these guys don't have nothing, man. And ultimately, man, you dangling a carrot. You dangling a carrot around people who don't have nothing. And is it right? Nah, it's not right. But everyone in this room grew up in an environment where, the have-nots more than likely are willing to take what the haves have if you present it to them. So you have to be smart enough and mature enough to take certain precautions to deter those things. You have to. Unless you don't value your life.
Yeah. If you don't know, Now you know.
And if what we've been going through doesn't show niggas that, man, like, I don't know what else to tell. Like, I hate to be that guy, but it's like, you gotta be an idiot not to take precautions now, man. You gotta be you can't post where you are. Stop putting that shit on social media. How much? Because, you know, gangsters got phones too, man. Gangsters got phones too.
It goes back to what we was talking about like a couple weeks ago. If they ain't got that shit on, yo, that look like Ty Dolla $ign. I don't know if that's really him though.
You get right back. Them niggas try to get right back. Man, I don't know. We should have got that nigga. That look like such and such.
That's where he do it.
I don't even think they see in the face once they see the gold.
If he didn't have it on,
Yeah.
he's a regular guy.
Regular dude.
For his woman. Let me ask you this. That's not P&B Rock.
Regular dude.
Why do the P&B Rocks, and I'm gonna try to say this in a crazy way, but why do they feel like I gotta test that line?
Certain level of fame. Certain level of fame. Because when you and not to say he's a big rapper, but he's famous. He is famous to a degree. So there's a certain level of adoration that he gets. Unfortunately,
So what he thought? I mean, he thought he was getting. What level of fame is that?
well, that everybody's not trying to harm you.
Yeah, what
And not to mention he lived out there though.
fame is that?
It's a different level of fame. Because if I go to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, don't nobody want my autograph. Nobody's running up to me. Nobody's running up to me in the airport. Nobody's running up to me anywhere.
Not yet.
So that's a different level of adoration. I don't have that. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Because what it brings with it is a public identity that now, unfortunately, it puts a bullseye on your back or your chest, whichever one. You already have that. So yeah, pretty much. Shit. So, and you tempting the hood, and you ultimately wearing jewelry like that and putting yourself in certain situations, yeah, you could be foolish enough to say, well, I get this love and this adoration all over the place. Why not here? You fool yourself into getting comfortable. He's living out there.
Arrogance.
You can't be that arrogant now. You can't. It's proven you can't be that arrogant. In this day and time, we know pretty much damn near everything that happens now.
It's just sad, man.
If you have a smartphone, you know everything that's happening.
That question, man. I asked that question a couple, was it last week, 2 weeks ago?
Oh yeah, about 2-3 weeks ago. My question was never, and the reason why I say that is because you garnered that amount of notoriety and recognizability, right? So at some point, somebody knows who you are. You mean that much to somebody that when you go through the airport, somebody is gonna say, "Oh my God, it's Vash! Hey Vash, what's on? Let me get a picture. You're famous." Because I can walk through that same terminal. Ain't nobody looking for no picture with me. People react that way to you because you're famous. It's fame. So I don't think you become less famous. You never stop becoming famous. You may not be in favor, but you're always famous because you've contributed something to either pop culture, society, athletics, that people put you on a certain pedestal and they revere you. So you never stop being famous. You may be less famous. You may be less adored. But there's always a certain level of your hardcore fans that when they see you, they're going to lose it. No matter who you are. If you've done something, somewhere on this planet in Utah, as despicable as Karl Malone is, he's famous.
So,
and we've all known the things Karl Malone's done.
Why athletes don't got to check in?
Oh, they do.
Some of them do.
They do.
Yeah,
they do.
I heard Steven. I mean, maybe all of them, but I say that because I've heard some of them speak to that. Stephen Jones.
Steve Jackson, yeah.
Okay. For example,
He just went to Chicago on O Block. Yeah.
He most definitely checks in.
But he's affiliated, right?
He's out.
I don't know.
Okay, right.
I can't say yes or no.
Listen, I call the homies I know, and I say, yo, I'm in the building, but you know what I'm saying? So, you know,
some of these athletes actually know some of these dudes. Yeah.
That part.
Well, we know they grew up with them. These same people you grew up with. You know, we all know gangsters. You know what I'm saying? We all know gangsters.
Yeah.
These are the same people. It's just unfortunately in LA the gangsters wear colors, and they, you know, in LA they wear colors. Everybody's a gangster.
Everybody knows that LA. You know what I mean?
I believe that. I truly believe that.
You gotta do. Well, I mean, outside of checking in, right? Right. So outside of checking in, like we all have traveled and visited there, right? Well, we all knew what to wear and what not to wear. Like we ain't out there.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this.
Where
I was out there for work,
right now.
right? And I hooked up with this one of my coworkers who was out there. Was an essay, right? And he was kind of connected. I didn't know at the time. I found out it was the club. He came to my room and I'm getting dressed and shit, right? And I'm putting on blue jeans. He was like, "Yo, you was gonna wear that?" I'm like, "Yeah." You can't wear that. We cool. Ain't nobody ever told me I can't wear something before. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, cool, but I get it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool. I know where I'm at, and I understand that. I don't understand the culture, but I understand that if a motherfucker out there say, "Yo, you can't wear that," where we going? Let me put on something else then. You understand what I'm saying? But that was the first time a nigga ever told me, "Yo, you can't wear that color, cuz." You feel what I mean? So
It's different.
Different, bro.
It's a much different culture.
It's different as shit.
And you didn't say nah.
I ain't hesitate. Say less.
Say nah.
You gotta respect the culture wherever you are, though. You know,
Wherever
you are.
That's like the PNB Rock situation, right? Like
The thought process could be different. You know.
yeah, but he's supposed to know. You're living out there. You really supposed to know how that is.
Lapse in judgment.
You gotta respect game.
Lapse in judgment, unfortunately, cost him his life.
Like Brian wasn't living out there. There was school. If Brian moved up there, Brian would already know not that he gonna school us when we come.
Lapse in judgment, and it cost that man his life.
Right.
Yeah.
And we gotta. What it is, man. People gotta take that serious. Like it sounds silly, it's ridiculous, but
Because it don't exist where you from.
you gotta take it serious, though. You gotta take it
You
serious.
said, everybody gonna tell me the fuck I'm wearing. You tripping. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta take it serious.
It could have been a whole different night.
It has to be taken seriously. You know, it has to be honored because whether you like it or not, whether you understand it or not, you know, it's not like people don't know. You know what I mean? Like we've been around long enough, man. Like that thing been around for a long time. There's dozens and dozens of movies made about the experience and all that. We gotta, you gotta respect that, man. That's just how it is. It's just like certain things you don't say in other cultures, and when you visit certain places, it's certain things you don't do. Some places view a handshake as disrespectful. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Different cultures. If you, that's just like in Chinese. You bow. That's their handshake. You don't bow is disrespectful. You just gotta understand the rules of the road, the lay of the land. The rules of the road. It is what it is.
So check this out. I got a question for everybody in the room. I'm gonna give you all 2 words, right? Hetero-parental super fecundation.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that's 2 words.
Yo, where the whiteboard at? Put that on the whiteboard. Where the whiteboard at, man?
The second word is
I won't put that on the whiteboard.
That's street parents.
fecundation.
Fecundation?
It's either
Hey,
fecundation.
see, here ain't the whiteboard. I won't put that shit down on the
Fecundation,
whiteboard.
fecundation.
I won't put that shit on the whiteboard, bro.
Street parents.
Let me see that. What is that, man? What is that, bro?
Super, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be that literal. Yo.
Hetero-parental.
That's for hetero-parental. Jesus Christ, I don't even know if I got enough space for all that.
Like, who's that research? Who's the research team?
That's me.
That's the crack research staff. That's the crack research staff. Hetero, okay.
Parental.
Hetero.
One word.
Oh, it's one word. Oh shit.
Yeah. 1 word. He said he gave us 2 words.
He's spelling it wrong. I don't know why you do it.
You could be right.
The second word is super.
Research guy.
Fec. F-E-C.
I'm sorry, what?
It's one word.
One word.
Same word.
Super
F-E-C. U-N. Dation. D-A-T-I-O-N.
Super fecundation.
That part.
Hetero-parental super fecundation.
Yep. That part. So basically what this means is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a hell of a speller and wait a minute, let me finish. As far as breaking down the words in terms of, what they are, I'm pretty good at that. I'm 100% lost on this one. 100% lost. Yeah.
What that mean? So you lost on where they come from?
I don't know what. Yeah, because normally with the English language, certain words come from certain words that derive from Latin culture, and so you kind of know what certain words. I don't know what the fuck that is.
So basically,
I don't know what that means.
What that means is a young woman had twins, fraternal twins. Right? They had different daddies. Twins.
The second word?
I mean, I can't break it down for you.
I mean, what word?
What I'm telling you is this.
Okay, I mean, what word?
Listen, when a woman has twins, fraternal twins, and there's two different fathers, it's that.
What? Those two words?
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah.
That is it, right there.
So hold on. Okay, so
you got a lot of questions, don't you? Fire away. Go ahead. Go ahead. Fire away. Because I want to know what the question you had.
How do you use that like in a sentence?
You just said it. Let's take a stab at it. Let's take a stab. Why not? Fuck it.
Yeah,
Let's take a stab at it.
All right, so check this out. A 19-year-old just gave birth to twins, right? And they have different fathers.
Okay.
In an extremely rare case of heteroparental super fecundation.
That's still not put it in the sentence.
That's a sentence.
Okay, sir. That is a sentence.
That's a sentence.
No.
Read it again.
That is a sentence, sir.
Read it again.
Nothing in parentheses.
No. Read that again. Because the story. Hold on, before we listen. The word is unique.
Describing what that is.
Right, it's the definition.
That's
not a sentence.
No, that ain't a sentence, sir.
Right,
I'm reading straight from the word.
Okay. So hold up. So that sentence is describing what that term is, right? So now what I'm asking is, let's place that in a sentence.
Okay, I got you. Let me do it like this. An extremely rare case. Watch this.
The old English class trick.
An extremely rare case of heteroparental super fecundation can be interpreted as when a woman has fraternal twins who each have a different father.
Sorry.
Now let's get to the fucking story itself. Fuck the word. Listen, fuck the word. Let's get to the story itself.
That word
is different. It's different. That's a spelling bee word, but no, it's.
So that's a good question.
That would be one word. Your word is. That would be a word in the spelling. Because that's it's in conjunction with each other. Well, I erased it. I'm not listening. You ain't gonna get to embarrassing me on my own goddamn show. That ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. No, sir. I erased it.
But do you run it straight through, or do you kind of like be spelling?
Look, I'm ready to tell you. It's like this.
I think listen. I'm gonna tell you something.
Heteroparental. That's one word. Heteroparental. And the second word is super fecundation.
So that's what I'm saying. So 2 words.
Yes, sir.
No.
Heteroparental 2 words. Super fecundation.
That's what I'm saying.
But when you
saying in the spelling bee.
Okay, no, in a spelling bee they would have you spell that as one word because the words are in conjunction with each other.
No, so saying 2 words.
I understand they're 2 words, but in a spelling bee they would have you spell them both together. Because that's they go together. They're in conjunction with each other.
I'm lost on that.
Well, yeah, the word makes me. listen.
Like, we had to write with a letterhead of fire ice to the spelling bee commission to see.
Well, we can do that. But how about the fact that she has?
Bro,
let's not lose sight of that.
So what's the rarity? So I'm curious now the rarity of that. Like, what's the rarity?
You going way too deep with us.
Well,
I want to know what the fuck she was getting it in.
Next sentence.
I got you. Hold on, sir. I got you. That happens one out of 400 fraternal twins. One set out of 400 sets of fraternal twins have different fathers.
That's not as rare as I thought. No, that's not as rare as I thought.
Bro. So basically what happens is this. You know, obviously when there's twins involved, that works. When there's twins involved, the woman, you know, there's two eggs laid. There's two eggs, right?
Hold up. Could you try to explain?
That's it.
Yeah, right. Let's go back to the act.
Oh shit.
Right?
What the fuck was she doing?
Yeah.
How close does that have to be together?
She
had to have it.
She
Like,
fucked two niggas in the same day.
I mean, yeah, right.
But is it like certain time frame? Like, is it?
Was that 2 days apart, or it has to be the same day, or?
Is it?
That's what I can't answer.
Hey,
She didn't detail
Research
that.
the next one. Research.
shout out to that second nigga, man, because he fired me. He got the Gatling gun. Son got in there. He got the Gatling gun, bro. For real. That nigga need to get snitched. He walking by motherfuckers getting the break.
Bro, listen.
That's crazy.
This is insane, man.
That's crazy.
So has any of those been on like a morning show? Like
I've actually seen one of the morning show years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen the morning show years ago.
Hetero-parental super
What he said,
fecundation.
yup.
He said,
Okay.
Yup.
I get it. I know I'm gonna get it. Come on, I'm gonna get it.
Scientists have debated the idea of sperm competition for quite some time.
Oh, them niggas is that nigga sperm is the 300 crew.
Some hypothesize that sperm from two different men will fight with each other when they are together in the same vagina. This shit is insane, bro. Hey, bro, this shit.
Hey yo.
What the fuck?
Hey yo. Hey yo, man.
One said beating out the
As soon as he jumped out of it, somebody else had to jump right in.
Yeah.
I would think, man. I would think.
Yo, that's insane,
Might
bro.
have been trained that. He might have been.
Any way you can look at it. What other way you gonna look at it?
Go back to the time frame.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely had to be some sex in a very close proximity, if not simultaneously.
That part.
Didn't think about that.
Listen, bro.
But that seems like the leading candidate.
Shit is real.
That seems like the leading candidate.
Shit is real, man.
Moving on.
That was a good one.
That's what I do, man.
That was a good one.
Check this out, though.
Hold on. Let me hold on.
Yeah.
Heteroparental super fecundation.
Yup.
All right, man.
Yup.
That's what I do. I told you I was gonna get it.
Microcephaly.
English.
Oh man,
Is that a disease?
what's that? Spell it.
Microcephaly.
Ceph.
See? It's insane, bro.
CEP, right?
Sure.
Micro
Ceph.
EF.
PH.
CEP.
There you go. You got it, man. There you go.
Yeah.
ALY.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
Microcephaly. Use my hand right.
Microcephaly.
All right.
This is the second word for the day, folks.
Any guess on what microcephaly means? Anybody? Obviously small, micro, right?
Yeah.
Get that.
Cephaly.
It sounds like an S.
Can I give you a question?
It's a disease.
It sounds good.
Is it biology based?
I mean, sure. Let's go with that.
So what exactly?
It's just a question. It's just a question, bro. Because he said, guess the word. This is my methodology, bro. Don't laugh at my methodology, man. Don't laugh at my methodology. This is what I do. I mean, damn, I got questions.
I wouldn't even know how to answer that one. I guess so.
Sure.
Okay. So, female or male? Does it have to do with female or male? Okay. All right, I'm done.
Okay, cool. So microcephaly is a condition that makes the head smaller than normal. Right? This can also affect the brain.
Oh, okay.
Which means it hasn't developed as it should.
I'm still laugh though.
So in this particular case of microcephaly,
Come on, man.
this baby, bless you, sir, it's funny that you sneezed. Again, bless you. Because this baby was born with no nose. So that was right on cue.
Come on, man. Stop. From the head, from microcephaly.
Microcephaly, baby. The brain wasn't developed all the way, so the nose did not form. Literally, the baby it's just a space.
So you know it's a guy and a woman to like that, right?
With no nose.
His head is real small.
And he has no nose.
You've never seen that guy.
None. Zero.
I've never seen the small head guy.
Seen that guy.
I have never seen the small head guy.
Yo, he has
Zero nose. None.
That's what I'm telling you. He got a real tiny head. Real tiny head. And he ain't got no
You
nose.
think maybe you missed it because it's small?
Nigga, come back there.
Did you see the guy Casey talking about?
Nobody, y'all never seen that guy.
No. I never seen that guy.
Short, dark-skinned guy. He got poppy eyes, like he's like somebody squeezed his
Are
brain.
you saying like the dude on Howard Stern, but just with no nose, like Beetlejuice, like that guy?
He almost looks like him.
Like his head is like, because he got a small head though, right? He's got a small head. Beetlejuice got a small head, right?
Yo, I hate that guy. That guy right there.
No. I'm sorry. The guy on Howard Stern's name is Beetlejuice. The little black dude with the poppy eyes. It's just is that what the dude look like? It's kind of like that. Kind of like that. Yeah.
I'm about to show you a picture
Wow.
of the kid with no nose.
I'm
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing.
Is this in America?
But you are.
This nigga? Is this Indian?
Of course, you know that's right.
India, man, is like, aside from Florida, man, India seems like the pit of hell, man.
He got a little look.
Indian is in Florida, man. Like,
No nose, bro.
It don't look as weird as I thought it would look.
That's just you ain't in person, nigga.
Nah, that head too big.
No nose.
It don't look as weird as I thought it would look. It's just like he just got a space. It don't look as weird as I thought it would.
But the crazy shit is, right?
I thought the shit was gonna look different than that.
Like, if you think about it, like this, right? Man, this is bullshit. I'm going over the hell.
yeah.
No, you going to Florida.
So they don't have no nose, right? Like, you literally are gasping every breath. Literally.
Unless you turn into a mouth breather, you know. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you turn into a mouth
But
breather.
it's a baby. Nigga, they don't go to oxygen mouth breather.
Or nature is going to.
This motherfucker is gasping, bro.
I think nature is going to
Eventually, at some
eventually, and the hospital is they're gonna place the oxygen mask.
Why would they put an oxygen mask on? On the nose?
Well, for more oxygen.
That's Greg said they put it on the nose.
No, yeah.
Babies need more oxygen. The baby breathes.
No. But just for the reasons that you said for precaution.
Here's the thing. Something they can do is they can give the baby a trach that would help the breathing. But the parents, no, we don't want to give them a trach. So the baby's going to have to just gasp before he for the parents' reasons. I don't know. They said
That's too much tough love, man. That's a different kind of tough love right there.
That's tough love.
I don't know. You can give you at least a prosthetic nose, if not, actually open up the airways.
Yeah, open up airways. Because the nose is formed, but I'm assuming that no. But the nasal passages are probably still there in the face because the nose forms outside of the face, but the nasal passages should be there. So you would just have to open the nasal passages. That's what the surgeon is.
They're not there, bro.
No nasal passages?
This shit ain't there, bro.
No. But specifically, you telling me the nasal passages aren't there even under the face? Yeah.
You said real confident what you said.
That shit sound good as a motherfucker, don't it? That's how I can pronounce the word.
That's why they said they can give the baby a trick to assist with breathing. But the family said no. Let that little nigga struggle. Let him fight.
That's rough.
Look at that shit. I ain't they say that, but basically that's what they said. That's some bullshit.
That's harsh.
If I got a motherfucking nose and you, come on.
I'm assuming all of us at the table doing that for our children. We give at least a trick. Okay.
I would think so, yeah. I would think so.
He get live, he just gonna be straight. Yeah.
Well, you could be a mouth. You just a mouth breather.
That's what they said. They said the motherfucking gassed it, dog.
You could just be, but it's not as difficult as it sounds. You could be a mouth breather. You could be a mouth breather.
Watch this,
He's
bro.
breathing the whole time through his mouth.
Yeah.
He gonna make it. He gonna make it. However, make it.
Nah, you think I'm bullshit. Watch this. Put this shit up.
They got video.
Nah, I started it.
You know what this nigga found?
The young man.
It was a baby photo. Yeah.
Oh, like some days ago, huh?
Well, at the time, I'm assuming the picture was literally you
Never
for
seen
me.
this shit ever before, so I don't think
First time.
that person that you said. I think they haven't knows because they never seen it before ever. So I think you lying like shit.
Oh shit.
Look. According to doctors, this infant has no nose. That means that the baby boy must gas to breathe. Am I making that up or does it fucking say that?
Hey, it's fucked up.
The baby must gas to breathe, bro.
Wow.
Hey man, I ain't writing shit.
All right.
I'm just telling you, bro.
The shit you come up with, man. Damn. Moving on.
That shit is crazy as fuck.
To the research team.
The crack research team.
The family refused a tracheotomy. The little guy can only breathe by gas.
Crack research team, man. You gotta go down the rabbit hole with us, man. You know, we don't just talk sports, man. You gotta go down the rabbit hole with us.
I'm there.
Gotta go down the rabbit hole with us. Yeah, it's just bizarre. It gets a little bizarre. We reel you back in, though. You know, we reel you back in.
Doing some research in there 1 week.
Hey,
Sliding it off.
hey, I welcome it, man. We welcome the bizarre.
Yes, you could.
Hey, man, people need to know this type of thing happens, man. People need to know this, man.
So what's that segment called?
It's just us.
So,
It's what we do.
got a mean. It's called what?
It's just discussion, man. We just discussing shit. It's a current event, bro. Don't you feel more in the know now?
Listen, current event, I don't know.
I'd like to think it's a current event.
I'm with you, but
There's all kind of current
it's
events.
an event.
You feel informed now, don't you?
It could have been current, it could have been past, it could have been whatever.
What's the most dangerous state in the United States?
I'm gonna go with Florida. Anything that got something to do with some fuckery, I'm gonna go with Florida always. Illinois, yeah.
Florida.
I'm going Florida, man. The planet of Florida always.
Probably going Florida.
Florida. Yes.
Close second.
It's gonna be some weird shit like Maine.
Florida. That's definitely a safe answer.
Texas.
What is this? Some shit.
Texas, Florida.
All right, go ahead. What I think it was Louis. Go ahead.
Alaska.
Okay. Okay. Temperatures. Yeah. Ice shifting.
One crime. Just one.
Well, I'm not looking at it from the standpoint of crime. I'm just looking at danger. Anchorage. Wow.
So what's the murder rate? I mean, what is it?
In Anchorage?
That Yes.
I'm being in a
6 months.
Well, it'd be like
6 months a year.
Yeah.
It's only like 1 hour a day.
yeah.
What that got to do with the murder?
Oh, when you gonna murder somebody? You gonna murder somebody with if it's dark all the time there, then
Paul Mooney said it ain't
They got
better than that.
24 hours of daylight, right? They got 24 hours of daylight, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What's
They
that?
do have times where it doesn't get dark. That's
Yeah.
weird as fuck.
They don't set northern lights and
I don't know what the fuck it's called. It's
no, I
called
think Northern Lights is just a region where the Aurora Borealis shines brightest. That particular
So
area.
what's that called in Alaska? It's something that they call it, where it's 24 hours or something like that of daylight.
I don't know what it's called. Let me see.
Come right back up. I'm not sure what that's called, but check this out. My point of that whole thing is this, right? Everybody speaks about black on black crime. Everybody. The news, like, it's just a thing. You ever heard anybody use the term white on white crime? Ever? Never? Other than us.
Nah, I've never heard that term.
It's a thing, man. And Alaska's proof. White on white crime is a thing. Right? The population of Alaska is 90-something% white. So if motherfuckers getting murked over in Alaska, they got to be killing white.
The odds are, yeah. The
You
odds
understand
are
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I'm dedicating myself every
You gonna
Tuesday.
take it upon yourself?
I'm gonna take it upon myself every Tuesday to report a white on white crime. On some real shit, because I don't know the last time I watched the news, and I watch the news faithfully.
In Alaska or just period?
I watched it on my Fire Stick. I watch the news all over the place.
So just period, just
Alaska, ABC,
okay.
Everything, right? And you rarely, even when I watch ABC Anchorage, I don't see no fucking white on white crime in that bitch.
the term. That term, what? Okay.
I'm going to make it my business. Every Tuesday, I'm going to report on white crime. So right now, I'm going to tell you guys, right? At the Red Roof Inn on College Avenue in Newark, right? By McDonald's, where everybody should go to the GI games. Red Roof Inn right there. Right?
Breaking news.
There was a white on white crime there, man. A white woman was fighting a white woman. A white man went to break it up and got stabbed by a white woman. White on white crime. It don't matter which one.
Don't question the white on white crime, bro. Don't question the white on white crime, bro.
White on white
Yeah,
crime.
don't question the white on white crime, man. You know,
Red
it
Roof
is
Inn,
there.
College
Don't question the
Avenue,
white on white crime. There's a purpose here.
of the white guy.
So listen, details doesn't even matter.
That's irrelevant.
Nah,
White on white.
We can report the news how we want to at our discretion. So we not no ask your question.
CNN does. CNN says black on black. They don't.
No, don't ask no question.
It exists.
Don't ask no question. So when
I'm
you hear
dedicating myself every Tuesday to report at least one white on white crime, man. Know that.
mayonnaise mayhem,
Mayonnaise mayhem, bro.
mayonnaise mayhem on Tuesdays.
Yo, what's the sport radio? I think
It's that time? Ah, yeah. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. So listen, man. Let's break into the sports shit, man. Let's get the debates going, man, because that's what we do. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yo, that nigga.
I was curious.
I know this. I guess you ever strong.
Yo, your boy?
Still got that discreet.
Your boy said West Side. Fresh, you see him, Fresh?
Yo,
Did I tell you, was I lying up? He was on gang signs, wasn't he?
yo, I was like, that was people to watch. Like,
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. So listen,
Here we go.
while we on that, man, shit. What a perfect segue. Let's get it, man.
Yeah.
Let's get it, man. Music is so inspiring.
So inspiring, man. So listen, what a perfect segue to a situation, man. Is this big shit for the NFL, man? They in trouble for this shit or what?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Cause
How big is this? How big is
he was
this?
dead last week, bro. He was dead last week. The nigga wasn't on Trevor Burbick. He got up, he fell, and he was fucked up. They said, "Oh, it's his back."
Yo, can I ask a question?
Of course you can, sir.
What's the difference between what happened to UFC 356?
So the question was, what's the difference between what happened to Tua and UFC 356? The difference is
356 UFC where niggas
But
are
UFC,
the same shit.
but UFC is combat, bro. You know that, right?
I can
Combat.
Combat sport. Football's a
Football's not a
combat sport.
no, sir. Football's a contact sport, but it's not a combat sport. Your goal in UFC is to knock a nigga out.
So I guess the question you're asking is, what's the difference between that and any combat sport? Boxing, UFC, any combat sport, wrestling, right? That's not just UFC. That's not just simply relegated to UFC.
Same question.
Nah, that's just
Because nobody else would have that question, but it's the same.
Well, I think the difference is that every sport. Well, I think there is a difference because every sport's got concussion protocols. The difference is in football. It's clear rules that even they were modified recently with the CTE situation. We saw visibly, everybody saw this man stumble,
He was dead.
fall, stumble, fall. Now, it wasn't as if it was a long week. That was on a Sunday, right? Short week game on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So we're only talking 4 days here,
Still
right?
dead, man.
We're only talking 4 days. I think that might, to me, that's the issue. Had that been maybe Sunday to Sunday, maybe been a little bit more chance to recover. I personally don't think he was recovered from.
what's the difference between a nigga getting his shit out in the UFC and niggas cheating and niggas saying
Because that's the point of the UFC fight.
I don't think you
Strike
The point of UFC,
your punch.
it's punching and kicking people.
UFC can't be UFC doesn't have events in certain states.
Okay.
There's a sanction, and they're sanctioned in certain states. The difference is expected in UFC. There's a different
It's
protocol.
the goal to knock a nigga out in UFC. Like that's what you're fighting for, to beat the shit out of the person.
I want to ask a question to the good brothers. I know y'all have seen your fair share of doctors and medical people and all this kind of stuff. You can't trust people.
True.
And in this situation, it seemed like there's somebody, let's say, negligent on the job. They pointed them out. How crucial is it to be able to have to trust the people who take care of you?
I'll put it like this.
Good question.
I think that in some professions you can't afford to make a mistake, right? And I say that meaning if I'm a store clerk, right, and I shortchange you, damn, my bad, I made a mistake, right? Nobody got hurt unless you punch me because you know what I'm saying? Because I shortchanged you. If I'm a doctor and I give you an improper diagnosis, that could cost you your life. If I'm a police officer and I miscalculate what's going on and I shoot you because you got a cell phone in your hand, it could cost you your life. So some professions you can't afford to make a mistake.
I'm saying that, there's a trust. And plus, these are two former athletes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They put in some motherfucking work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You probably had to trust some sideline people. That's what I'm saying. How?
Well, I mean,
Go ahead, bro.
putting it in that perspective, I didn't even never think of Tua's perspective of what he's going through and what you're saying of like what me and KC have been through. You know what I mean? You do have to trust the doctors, and at the same time, you got to trust your faith as well. You know what I mean? Like, and you got to trust your judgment. Your own judgment. You know, you got to, y'all spoke about the trait earlier. You know, I had my mom and my family had to make a decision if I had to get a trip. You know what I mean? Because I had the respiratory in my throat for so long.
Right.
Saying it's going to damage my throat, so I had to make a decision on that. You know what I mean? So
right.
My mom said, "Nah, my God ain't say that I have a trach."
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't have a trach.
Right.
I thought I couldn't breathe without it. So that you got to trust the judgment of doctors, and then it's like this. I said it to a doctor before. Like, look, you can be right or wrong, but I can't be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever.
But in that mind frame, your thinking is altered in that situation. Your judgment is altered, especially in that time frame. So from Sunday to Thursday, we almost got to take you out of the equation in this specific situation. You almost got to take the player out of the equation.
That's what I'm saying. Like with me, I had people that stood in the gap.
Right.
Forget the doctor. I mean, the doctors had a job themselves, right? You know what I mean? But his support team and him and. You know what I mean? You got to build a support team around you, too, that's going to tell you, hey, that ain't what you know what I mean? It's a short period. Right. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I don't care what they saying, man. We got to sit out. You know, but if you don't, then you're going to have a situation like this where they're just going to make a cloudy decision. You know what I mean? Like, you know, who's the support team? Who we rely on to say, yo, we'll pull you up. Like, hey, do they have outside their own counsel, their own doctors, and was it a short enough window? Like, because if you concussion on Sunday, how much time you got to recover? Tuesday to go see. I mean, Monday you might not be going to go see nobody. You might got a headache, or I don't know.
Well, with them staffs, I'm assuming, well, just like MRIs, they rush them straight out to get the MRI, and then between game day Sunday and Monday, you find out the results of the MRI for the most part. That's pretty quick. But as far as a CAT scan and all, I don't know, man. I think that's more intensive, man, as far as what's going on. So to wrap that up, what do you see any sweeping changes?
MRI is actually more specific.
You think MRI is more extensive?
It is.
More than the brain scans?
Well, you can get an MRI scan as well, but I'm saying an MRI and a CAT scan are two different things. But an MRI is way more detailed. They'll do a CT scan first. And if they don't find what they find, let's do an MRI. MRI is way more detailed than this.
But I would think the brain, the analysis of the brain would be more difficult. I mean, would be more sensitive in this situation.
Right. But MRI, a brain scan is an MRI. You can do an MRI brain scan as well, just like a CT scan.
Is anything going to change as far as the concussion protocol because of this?
I don't know what can change because apparently there is independent doctors who don't work for either team that are on the sidelines. Right, but they say homie missed some shit. So I don't know what can change.
He's been fired, right?
Yeah. But what could change?
Well, I think at least the independent doctor can't have the say. I think he had to say, right, to pull the trigger. He wasn't working with the team or nothing.
It's a wild situation, man.
So again, I don't know what's supposed to change.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah, it got to be a fall guy.
Right? I told that nigga, yeah.
You know, you got to go right.
Tell us, what?
So listen, moving on. So what did we learn this weekend, man, in the league, man? Let's give out some fire nice performances, man. Let's give out some fire nice performances around the table, man. Fire performances, man. Who lit that shit up this weekend?
Cowboys defense. It's my fire performance.
Huh?
I'm sorry, what you said, Trevor? Wow.
That's a little biased, though.
It really is biased. No, that was meant for me. That was meant for me. That's what that was. That was meant for me.
That was shot at him. He knew it was.
I'm with you.
It's like a Kobe James Murphy.
Okay, got it.
Give me 81 hours. It's that.
So you gonna make another commercial?
That was another shot in case you was. That was another shot, Casey. You missed that one too. Casey, who lit that shit up this weekend?
Honestly, I don't watch football.
Oh wow.
Oh shit.
Wow. Okay.
I don't watch football. I watch basketball every now and again, but I don't watch it. You know why? And I don't want to get off course, but I don't watch it because I be seeing running backs making moves and my body be jumping. Yeah, I don't watch it. Yeah. Like, you should have done that. You know what I'm saying? In my head, I'm like, okay, I would have made this move, and this idiot made any run. I don't watch it.
Okay. Bash, you lit that shit up this weekend.
Oh man, comeback after being out 1 game suspension. You know, Mike Evans. You know, even though they was on the losing term, you know, 2 touchdowns.
You know what's wild? I'm glad you said that. I read something today. I just posed a question. It's funny you mentioned Mike Evans. If I was to tell you who's a better receiver, if I was to ask you who's a better receiver, Mike Evans or Devontae Adams, who would you say?
The
consensus would probably say Devontae.
I'd say Devontae.
I mean, if you lay the numbers out, it's almost lopsided. As crazy as that may sound, it's almost lopsided.
on his side.
Mike Evans' side.
So his stats.
The only thing that Devontae Adams has more than him since they both been drafted is receptions, and it's not like a lot. He got way more touchdowns. He got way more receiving yardage. It's almost lopsided. It's almost bad. I was shocked to see that. Man. 5 performances, Fresco.
That Magic Man out of Kansas City, man.
That dude?
Almost, man.
Hold on, wait. Let me cue the music. Oh, wait. I got to cue the music. Man. I got to cue the music because I got to cue the music. And we're going to get into something else because you said Patrick Mahomes too, man. I think that it's critical that we go over something with that because there's something out there that needs to be said about him. Patty Mahomes, man, doing it, man, without the quote unquote guy he probably couldn't live without. Lit that shit up.
You can't front, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm a person. I'm like, you sort of kind of got to show me before I can just give you, you gonna be this nice without Tyreek Hill. We're gonna have to see. He checked a lot.
It's pretty good. Iceman, you got a 5 performance?
Oh man, it was a couple. This thing, man. Josh Jacobs looked crazy. Derrick Henry looked crazy. He's back up crazy. Man. I don't know Patty Mahomes though, man.
Patty Mahomes?
Patty Mahomes.
Let's go some ice performances, man. Some shitty niggas out there. Some duds. Who you got for the ice performance?
Shit, I got the motherfucking Rams.
Ooh, got the Rams as a team?
The whole fucking Rams.
As a staff, organization, and record label?
Yeah, staff, organization, and record label, man. Them motherfuckers ain't looking right out there, man. They like they got the
Super Bowl hangover?
Yeah, but it's like the problems are a little deeper, underneath the surface from what I'm looking at, you know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about Mac, arm.
Niggas just out there neck, man. That's and you probably got the most difficult schedule in the league, so that don't hurt. They got
Allen Robinson. He's stealing money. He's been stealing money for a long time. They from play offense out of Chicago, so he stole all fucking money out of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Now he out in LA. He like, man, let me get them checks.
Should
for that money out of Chicago? He was getting hit there.
Should they send the Shark chartered plane for OBJ when he get right?
Chicago?
No, LA.
I'm not sure if that'll be enough.
Well, I'm just asking.
They need some O-line look up there, man.
It's just more than that.
That means a lot, man.
If they look like that, we gonna exploit.
Who you got, Vash? Who look like shit this weekend?
Who looked like? Without saying
individual person or team, it don't matter.
Without saying commander.
I If you don't say it, I will. I don't give a fuck.
I'll tell you.
I ain't that sensitive. Shit. I'm not that sensitive.
But nah, even though that they won, AJ Lowe, safety man, Broncos.
Broncos
are in trouble. They can't score. They can't score. You know, they probably the most 3-and-out team in the league right now. I haven't even checked that stat, but I'm willing to.
They're looking bad right now.
Yeah,
what are they 2-2? What are they 2-2 or 1-2? I mean, 1-3.
1, right? That was their first one.
2-2.
2-2. Okay, they
2-2.
Ravens got their first win.
Okay, so they squeaking. They struggling bad.
Broncos probably ain't got over 24 points in the game this season.
So listen, check this out. It was something that got my goat, man, for the past couple weeks, man. And mentioned Patty Mahomes, man, and Patty Mahomes' style or the way he plays. You know, it's called backyard football and all that kind of shit, man. I seen somebody shit on Kyler Murray. Niggas been shitting on Kyler Murray for the past couple weeks, man. Somebody said, you know, he's trash, this, that, and the other, doing all that running around and shit. But you know what I saw this weekend and the past weekends? I saw a man up in Buffalo, man, with a fair colored skin, playing the same style of football.
Why not?
Yeah. Mayonnaise flavor guy, mayonnaise type guy. Plays the same kind of way, right? Running around and shit, running over niggas and running around niggas and extending plays, and when he let it go, it's masterful.
Yeah.
But when Lamar Jackson plays that way, oh man, he needs to stay in the pocket more. He's a detriment to his team, and yada yada yada. Patrick Mahomes, that playground style of basketball ain't gonna work. Ain't Josh Allen playing the exact same way? Am I crazy or?
They love it.
Why?
Yeah.
Besides the obvious.
I think
Let's dig deeper. Besides the
you're
obvious.
making a valid point for the quarterbacks that do have that style of play. Man, forget what they say. Just play your style. You know what I mean? Like,
We are talking about a former league MVP. We are talking about a Super Bowl champion in that group.
He was getting all the accolades.
Who? Right, that's what I said. We talking about a Super Bowl champion in that group. We talking about a league MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And now but before he was giving Josh Allen all the accolades, they was Patty Mahomes got his fair share of
Criticism.
No, I hear the criticism. What I don't hear is that same criticism attached to Josh Allen and the way he plays. It's phenomenal because that's how Josh Allen plays. It's phenomenal.
I didn't quite catch.
The criticism,
But the only thing, like you said, I haven't realized that, but I just started realizing it seemed like they just started saying that about Patty Mahomes.
Well, they just started.
He's always been playing like he's playing now.
Absolutely.
And they was giving him the accolades that they giving Josh Allen.
Have you ever heard anything? Have you ever heard anybody use those same terms about Josh Allen?
What
That's they playing wild and that's a playground style of football.
Some, you know what I mean, say, that's a, you know what I mean, but not, they don't just say that his style was. But I heard announcers say, you know what I mean, that's a backyard play. Oh, he probably do that up in the same,
Right, but the narrative though is, but when they talk about his style, they don't say it's not gonna work. They say that about Lamar Jackson and Patty Mahomes and Kyler Murray and all that.
You saying Patty Mahomes? They say they done Patty Mahomes ain't even in John Allen's class. That's what I'm saying. I never heard him say that.
You know, wasn't that the big dust up this all season?
That's what I said.
That was a big dust up. Well, regardless of what it was.
But the past 3 years.
Well, he is half white, so it took like a little bit more time to. It took a little bit more time, so. But they lumped him into that, though. They lumped him into that now.
No, man. That's what I said. I've been noticing that, and now they say that his style of play is backyardish. Before they never said that, and he played the same. He makes the same little passes. He does all that. That's what made him
Patty Mahomes. That's what made him the guy y'all love. That's what made him the guy. That's what got him the commercial.
Yeah, that's what I heard a lot of criticism of him in a few years. It's been a while since I heard a lot.
Well, there was an unnamed white coordinator. Just for some reference, there was an unnamed white coordinator that lumped him, Lamar Jackson, and Kyler Murray, and that quote unquote style of play as backyardish, it won't succeed, yada yada yada. Even though it did succeed, but then it did succeed, but they lumped him in there. But I don't hear that sort of criticism when it comes to Josh Allen. I don't hear that. I hear superlatives when he does it, such as phenomenal and breathtaking, and I hear those types of things.
What I also hear is Patty Mahomes and Josh Allen ain't really in the same class. Patty Mahomes is clearly above Josh Allen. With all the superlatives thrown at Josh Allen. Everybody, I mean, to me, it's almost understood that everybody, says like, nah, Patty Mahomes is clearly head and shoulders above Josh Allen. Now, that doesn't mean Josh Allen isn't great in what he does, and sometimes they attach backyard, which he got that in. But like Patty Mahomes do left hand, man. The other night they were doing some shit. You feel what I'm saying? He said he's been doing it, but he also has the throw from the pocket, the movement from the pocket. Now he's saying now he can be defensive better. He's taking what the defense is giving him. He is crushing motherfuckers out here. He can make every motherfucking field.
Taking out Patty Mahomes, and I don't even think Patty Mahomes. Can you say that the things Josh Allen do? Alright, you can make this. Josh Allen, can you say Josh Allen is more of a pocket passer than Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray?
Yeah,
of course.
Right?
The same. So, I can see that analogy not lumping Patty Mahomes in because the things he might throw the ball 64 times a game. And create holes might be scrambles and where they're like, oh my God. Whereas though Lamar and them might drop back 24 times a game and 10 of them might be. And that's why they may say you can't win like that.
Okay, I'm just curious because I heard the narrative. So speaking of Lamar, did the Ravens fuck up by not paying him this offseason?
But I don't think they fuck up. I think that's their plan. I don't think they're going to pay him.
They
gonna franchise him.
Ain't nobody going to.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that.
Never going to pay him. You said
I disagree with that.
I see the franchise coming. Nobody. But you said after that they're not going to pay him.
I don't think Baltimore's going to pay him. I think Baltimore's going to franchise him, and then they make franchise him again, and then he's gone. Somebody's going to pay him. I don't think it's going to be Baltimore. I don't think it's going to be Baltimore.
That ain't Baltimore.
Yeah.
They ain't going to pay him that. That's who he going to.
Is anybody going to pay him that?
I think so. I think he'll get that. I don't think he gets the Baltimore.
The Giants might be looking for somebody around that time.
He'll get it.
Shit, we might be looking for somebody around that time. I don't know about that. I think they might like their team, but they might not be in love with the quarterback.
So they're not going. It's a wrap for him.
Yeah, it might not be.
What year is it this year?
Fourth. It's over.
He in the same boat as Lamar.
Yeah.
On time.
Daniel.
That's why Lamar trying to get that shit.
He ain't you. So you say he not getting that big money from nobody. It's over.
Your athletes hold out for the 250.
Right. Hold out. Let's move on to some NBA shit, man. That's what I do, man. It's theatrics, man. That's what I do.
So I pay attention to a lot of, debates and shit like that, and to see what's trending and what's, sort of the big thing right now. And a couple of things stuck out. First, before we do that, I want to talk about, there was a question raised based off of, a pretty big event this past Thursday, the Stormers, right? And there was a question posed that why are a lot of the guys, the trainers or whatever have you, in Wilmington charging so much, taking advantage of the parents, knowing some of these parents it's low-income housing and stuff like that, and most of these parents can't pay for the training. So, with that being said, I know that it was a lot of people in that particular building, right? You literally have 100 guys in that building, and out of that 100, I'm pretty sure it's a good number of individuals that still have, let's say, the desire or the ability to pass on some knowledge, right? Do you think there could be a situation where some of them guys could do free clinics? Or is that just simply asking too much for somebody to lend their time and expertise for training, where training is a big thing right now? There's a lot of money being made off of training kids. Would it be too much to ask for, let's say, 10 of them guys in that building to do a clinic to give back free?
No, I don't think it'd be too much. But
give me a process to do that.
Well, I mean, I think Tibbs had give him credit. AJ has done it the last couple
for free.
Yeah.
Okay.
The last couple of years, I think he partnered up with the city. He was doing it at different parks.
Okay. That's another thing. Why does he have to do it in a park?
That's a great question.
It's a lot of gyms, a lot of schools. Why in a park, though?
That's a great question.
Why in a park? I don't understand.
That's a great question.
Why in a park, though? Like,
good brother, I don't know why I gotta be in a park.
This is an activity, though.
I'm not really. I guess when the good brother was in the building when the comment was made, you know what I'm saying, and when it was made, and the energy and the essence of where it was coming from, Iceman was in the building when the actual comment was made, so I guess to put some context on it, there was already some people, and the energy was already. Things need to be addressed. You know what I'm saying, about the money and the funding, about.
That's all about donating. That's all about this. Because you can donate. You can donate money, or you can donate a time and availability. That's a donation.
It was.
So it was different. It was so right now you kind of talking about training, but I think at the event they were saying about AAU. But then they weren't. I don't know if they were saying training. I think they were saying like AAU standpoint of it being costly into the parents. I think that was the direction.
Well, okay. And there was going into but there was already like I was saying, it was already conversations at the at the actual event, kind of behind the scenes before, about why aren't people donating resources or donating their time to provide resources to camps, because these things cost money, because all this travel stuff costs money, because all these things that we talking about right here tonight to honor Storm, Norman never cost nobody a penny to play. So, but all this other stuff, it's like, not only can we stop charging people, we also need people's resources, to make it so it doesn't have to cost anything.
Well, that's another thing too. So it didn't cost, right? The Normans didn't cost. However, there was donation that was sponsored. Right?
Okay.
Like, so even Norman spoke about it there. When the last year they were up to $300. I think he put a number, said $300,000 they were getting in donation. So if we had something that put together that we had something that was sponsored $300,000 or even $100,000, we probably could service and give people a stipend for their time or something like that for them to come or do other things.
But it's dope because I think I'm sure coaches wasn't getting paid. You know what I mean? Maybe refs might have been getting paid or whatever have you for their time. But I guess my thing is, we got all these influential individuals, and maybe all 100 ain't influential. Maybe you get, let's say a quarter. 25 individuals in that building probably still have some prominence or influence, right? Can we get 25 of them individuals to donate their time to, let's say, because if we're saying the issue is cost for AAU teams, right? Can we get 25 individuals as a sort of staff for an AAU team and use that influence to generate money being donated to that particular program? Because we sat maybe 2 months ago, right, and talked to, Robin Darnell, and his issue was there were too many AAU teams. Well, I don't believe that. I don't think you can have too many AAU teams because it's opportunity. Yeah. It's opportunity for kids to play, and the biggest thing that we have an issue with is the kids don't have an outlet or an opportunity. So I think with that much influence, can't that much influence create a shift to, let's say, start a program? Because when you got that type of individual, people tend to move for those type of individuals, right? Okay. So let's say, for instance, a Ralph Blaylock decides, all right, I want to start a program. Instantly, you got Sanford, maybe their facilities, or his connections that probably look out. So you got gym time, right? So now you got individuals that say, okay, boom, all right, I can get with that. Let's say Doc and LB want to donate their time. They want to be coaches, right? With their influence, I'm pretty sure they grew up with some of the parents that got kids and, you know what, I might trust that dude. Them dudes been on that level. I'm pretty sure sponsors would be more apt to give their money that way than to just, maybe random teams here and there. Why can't we do that? In these camps or something like that. You get all of them guys, let's say 25 guys, to lend their expertise. It could be something as simple as you doing a camp, 3 or 4 guys go one day, 3 or 4 guys go there. It ain't got to be anything time consuming. Why can't that happen? Because I know everybody's concerned about it. Because the reason why I think everybody's concerned about it too is because you even got some of them giving back. Some of them coach. Some of them got vested interest. You got guys that coach high school teams now that was in that room getting jackets. So they got a vested interest to see the talent level raise. Why can't we do that?
Well, I think also, you mentioned a couple guys, Darnell and Rob, from my understanding, those guys don't charge for their teams. They get sponsorships and things like that. So I think that they're all
not the flagship team. The flagship team is you're only talking what? If you got 3 flagship teams, you got 15U, 16U, 17U, and I would say typically you got 10 roster spots. That's 30 kids, right?
I'm just saying as far as the team that they coach their own individual team, so they're responsible for their own individual team. I don't think.
But we are one. Under Armour provides that money, but they also coach other teams, right? Maybe a B team or something like that. Those are the teams that need the funding. The A teams don't need the funding because that money's coming from Under Armour. They're getting $30,000 a year, maybe. To fund that trip. So those kids, we ain't worry about them kids. That's the elite of the elite. They don't need no help. We talking about not kids 1 through 30. We talking about kids 30 through 100 that still need the help and the training. Those are the kids that need to be addressed because for all intents and purposes, kids 1 through 30, they getting sent everywhere else to play. This kid's on a Nike team. These kids is on an Under Armour team. This kid's on an Adidas team. Do not worry about them. They're going to get the help. The best of the best is going to get the help anyway. They playing for free regardless. It's the kids 30 through 100 that need the funding and they need the help because they need the training because that's the issue with what we consider Delaware basketball.
I think a lot of them, man, you got from 4th grade all the way up, 3rd grade all the way up. So at some point, it's like some of them need to get in the gym to get better. You know what I mean? Like they
exactly
play a lot of games too. Like so, So the parents, it go ahead. I mean, you know,
It's a lot. There was 100 people. There was 100 legends in that gym.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you got certain people going 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, all the way up.
They play more basketball than us?
No.
I was ready to say.
So hold up. They don't play as much quality basketball as us either. A lot of them AU tournaments they play a lot of games, and man, the competition ain't there. You know what I mean? Like every AU tournament is like there's 1,000 games, man. They got you go to Spooky Nook, they got 30 courts. Real games. The games going on every court, and every course is not quality basketball. Right. All the way up to certain. I should be paying for, you know what I mean? Like certain people are paying for their kid is not even getting quality basketball. They might just put them into getting their skill set for 2-3 years, and then
just playing basketball no more. Everything got good brother councilman.
Mm-hmm.
Good brother King C. Now I remember playing against both of y'all in basketball a couple times in my life, and I'm pretty sure they was free leagues. How do we get our resources together? Because as you see, nobody has stepped up to necessarily. Who gonna wash the uniform for the Kingswood softball team? We gotta wash the van or have a car drive so we can, fund our trip to wherever, just to have a basketball team. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what happened? I would say what happened. How can we, not saying us in general, but, can we start pushing some people to say, can we start having this again? Let's have a Stormers class again. Let's have the.
Well, you got Duffy's Hole. Duffy's Hole. League, right? And then people, that's another thing, too. We got to start putting value where there's value. Like the Story Classic League, the Midnight League, they have value. Nowadays, those same leagues, they looking at AAU has got the value. You know what I mean? The value really is in that.
If we got the Silk League,
we got better going up against you every week. We get better against each other. Then when we go to show on the road, we do our thing on the road. But they going on the road and they tightening it up amongst each other.
So let's tighten them up. You got the Silk League, right? Why not have as a component of the Silk League a couple of the legends from in that gym use their influence and their knowledge and train kids for a day?
Well, I think that has happened. I mean, I think that has happened numerous times.
Well, not for a day. Let's just say one or 2 days a week.
Yeah, I think that has happened. I think there's people that have all spring and help some of those kids and navigate and help and train them, whether they got paid or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know there's people that have.
I think there's enough individuals that was in that room with enough influence and enough knowledge that it shouldn't be a problem. That's just me. Moving on. So I'm gonna ask you a question. Give me your top 5 point guards. Top 5 point guards in NBA history.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Damn. Yeah, rock out there. If it's not hard, rock out there.
My top 5, I guess Magic.
Man, let's say in no particular order, just top 5.
Magic, Steph Curry, Isaiah Thomas. Give me top. I guess I have to go John Stockton and Oscar Robertson.
Okay, give me your top 5.
Stockton, Curry. What's the other boy name? Damn.
Getting thin?
Huh?
Getting thin?
Yeah.
Give me your top 5, Ash. While KC think about it.
I'm getting thin too, but definitely Magic, Steph Curry, definitely is there now. He wasn't over the last few years, but I think what he has done in the last 2-3 years, he has put himself on a whole nother atmosphere. Man, Jason Kidd, man. Like even though Jason Kidd is in the top 15 for his 3-point field goal percentage. That amazes me. Because he started off with what was it? Jason without the J.
You call it Asian because he don't have no J.
You
call him Asian because you got to take the J off because ain't got no J.
You know what I mean? Like, so when I seen that stat, I had to put him definitely up there. You know what I mean? Stockton to me gets it by default because of the assist. You know what I mean? But
White chocolate. I forgot about white chocolate. Jason Williams.
Jason Williams. Nah,
Huh? Give me your 5. Give me your 5. Right, man? Give me your 5 real quick. What?
That's fair.
I don't.
Huh?
I don't.
I mean, no, I'm just saying, what position would, I mean, we know he didn't actually play the point, but
I put him at the deuce because I have him.
I mean, that's a different discussion, but to answer your question, he's not in my top 5 point guards or shooting guards, regardless of where you want to play him. I don't care.
Oh, man. I don't know. Like,
Who you got? Give me your top 5.
I said Magic.
You got Chef in there?
Curry. And I'll probably go with Mark Jackson, man.
Who you got?
That's fair.
Give me 5.
Magic, Mark Jackson, Chef Curry, and John Stockton.
So no Russ, no Oscar, neither one of them niggas?
I also want to give a shout out to nobody named it, man. I also want to give a shout out to my guy Penny from the Science Club, man.
True.
No Dame Lillard, none of that?
No, absolutely not. Dame Lillard is age.
No Dame Lillard? So listen, on social media right now, man, there's a lot of disrespect for John Stockton. A lot of disrespect. Well, a lot of niggas had little shorts. I mean, that whole era wore little shorts. But, I mean, okay, so the only reason I say this is because I hear the LeBron James argument about accumulative stats, right? He's about to be the all-time lead scorer. He's about to pass Magic Johnson for number 6 all-time in assists. So we got 5 major statistical categories in the NBA, right? You got blocks, rebounds, scoring, steals, and assists, right? John Stockton is the all-time leader in 2 of the 5 major statistical categories. Think about that, though. That's crazy. Think about that.
he was probably high with 3-point percentage too.
Well, he actually is. He is pretty high.
And free throw percentage.
Think about this, though. In Steve Nash's 2 MVP seasons, right, that he won the MVP, John Stockton has 4 seasons where his stats are equal to or better. 4 seasons. 4 seasons. John Stockton has only missed 23 games in his career.
112 years.
Man, I think the people who don't give John Stockton his props ain't gonna give John Stockton his props.
Yeah.
You keep, it's notable. You keep carrying the flag.
I'm not carrying a flag. I'm just pointing some shit out. It ain't got to do with carrying a flag.
We've been respecting John Stockton. People like, oh, this and that. I'm like, nah, man.
There's a groundswell of individuals that say
can't fight with that. You can say what you say, but there's people just they just want to. I ain't gonna say just dog. There's people that leave them out. Like I said, there's people put Jason Kidd, and that's not.
I'll tell you a big thing. I'll tell you a big thing.
Take out, John Stockton, put in Jason Kidd. You know what I'm saying?
They say he's not. There's a large movement that say he's not one of the top 5 playmakers in NBA history.
Who?
John Stockton.
How? I love all the playmaking. I have all the assists. the most ever. How you gonna say
That man has out of the 6 highest NBA assist totals in season in NBA history. He owns 5 of them. 5 of them. As many assists as Magic Johnson has, he has at least a 4-season lead on Magic Johnson as far as assists.
There's a lot of people out there that don't even care, man. They don't even care. They don't even care to consider that.
That's what some people saying about my bullshit.
What?
You playing 20 years.
Who else played 20 years? Who you saying? That was my John Stockton appreciation post, man. I appreciate John. I saw it in real time. But that's a good segue, LeBron James. Listen, there's gonna come a time where LeBron James is not playing basketball. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird. But with that being said, even with the Jordan and LeBron argument, now I even seen a show where people were saying that it's undisputed now that he's the best basketball player, period. You know what I mean? LeBron, whether you choose to believe that or not, I ain't gonna argue you down. You know what I mean? I'm past that point because I think he's done enough to warrant being in that conversation. Whether you choose to say he's number 1, number 2, number 3, it don't. To me, I personally don't think anybody's better than Jordan. But hey, there's a contingency of people that think LeBron is the best, period. And it's a lot of shit that would say that he is. Because he's got some very high highs. He's done some shit that motherfuckers didn't do. To be performing this long at this level is pretty remarkable, man. Escaping injury. He hasn't had a career-threatening injury or injury to sideline him for a year and a half and stuff. That's remarkable in itself, the durability. What's your thoughts on LeBron James, man?
It's amazing that you, like you said, the durability. I just seen the other day in the preseason with everybody else and how high he was elevated and dunking. I'm like, man, 20 years in the league and he's still carrying a run down as he does, At this point, we'll be talking about how many years left that somebody got. You know what I mean? Like, I think the over and under with LeBron might be over 5. You know what I mean? So that means he trying to make the quarter.
But did he single-handedly accomplish that?
What's the time frame? The durability?
Well, so did he single-handedly accomplish all of these accolades by himself?
I'll tell you the ones that he did single-handedly accomplish. The MVPs, because he had a ridiculous effect on his team's success in terms of win shares, you know what I mean, which is a huge thing now. His point to win shares is, how much your statistics. It's a nerd stat nowadays to further dive into, the superstar ability and your effect on the game. Pretty good stat, but it's just like statistics on paper don't tell the whole story. You know what I mean? Because that's like true shooting percentage. That's a stat that brings in the relevancy, the advent of this particular 3-point shooting barrage that's going on right now. Because the thought process is that field goal percentage is a big man's percentage. True shooting percentage accounts for 3-point shooting and whatnot. So it gives you more of an accurate depiction of the 3-point shooters nowadays. But his cumulative totals as far as rebounds, assists, that's pretty. Well, you can say the assists ain't on him, but you still got to have the core vision to accumulate that many assists. The point totals, I would say his effect on just the culture and his effect on basketball, period. I mean, we're talking about a guy, in my opinion, who is probably the face of the player movement era in terms of the player empowerment, putting the power into the players' hands to control where they go, and not necessarily saying free agency, but I believe his focus on the length of contract and being able to have the freedom to move quickly year in and year out?
Is he better than Kobe Bryant?
That's a good question.
No.
That's a good question. Now, when you say first, hold on.
Hey.
Hold on.
Brother KC.
I don't know.
Let me ask this before we dive into this. No.
Let me ask this to the people feel. Good brother KC. Who's better?
Now, define better. You got to define better.
Saying better.
In what aspect? What do you mean?
What better aspect?
Are we counting accolades or just the eye test of seeing a nigga play basketball, take away all the awards? What do you mean?
If it's the Stormy Classic draft, who you picking number one?
I'm picking Kobe.
Why you pick Kobe?
Kobe has more of a killer instinct. He's a finisher. LeBron's not a finisher.
Who you picking? Because this is also the new argument that niggas is getting, the Kobe stands is like, oh, I ain't gonna pass over Kobe. That nigga ain't even passed Kobe yet.
They didn't.
Niggas is like, LeBron ain't even passed Kobe yet.
AI said that.
I probably go with LeBron, but in hindsight, you know what I'm saying? Knowing what I know now, it would be a little different.
So, go describe it, elaborate. Don't just say that.
I'm not saying I would change my mind, but I'm saying it made it a whole lot harder to decide who I would pick number one. You can't go wrong with either one of them, but I guess who I would pick is LeBron. But
you trying to win the Midnight League championship.
I said I picked LeBron, but that wasn't always the hardest answer. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's always
to specifically answer your question. If I'm trying to win the Midnight League, I'm going with Kobe all day long.
That's what I'm saying.
But if I'm a GM and I'm starting a team, I'm going with LeBron. If I'm a GM and I'm starting a team, I got to go with LeBron.
From where we from, come on, let's be real. Who you taking?
Take LeBron.
Yeah, see,
So let me throw some numbers out there for you. You know what I mean? And we're gonna take longevity out the picture. We're gonna take the milestone stats out of the way. We're just gonna use a certain reference point that longevity doesn't affect, right? Because you can't compare a nigga for 20 years because he got more points to a nigga that only played 12 years and say that. So let's do this. Let's just say, let's go to a certain benchmark. How many games it took the certain benchmarks of the statistical categories, right? So how many games did it take LeBron to get to 30K points? Ballpark figure. Who got there faster, him or Kobe?
Kobe.
Kobe got there faster?
Probably.
You got Kobe?
Nah, I
You got Bron?
I think LeBron did.
I probably said LeBron.
Kobe?
That's a LeBron.
Nah, LeBron. Faster than 30K? 1,107 games. It took Kobe 1,180 games. So LeBron got the 30K faster.
To me, that ain't that big of a deal, man.
Well, who got there faster though? We saying games. No, that's a whole season. That's a whole season, damn near. I mean, that's a whole season. That's not small though. That's a whole season, bro.
I guess
LeBron rolled when he came in, and Kobe rolled two different things too.
Hey, look, man. You saying we ain't doing that. We ain't gonna do that. It is what it is. It is what it is. Because you saying their roles were different, right? You also gotta understand that Kobe didn't hit the ground running. LeBron did. LeBron hit that motherfucker running.
When to Charlotte, it might have been different.
But he went to LA and he still had the green light.
That scored a lot of points.
Kobe still had the green light when he went to LA.
So are you making the case that LeBron is better?
I'm just reading the numbers, bro. We'll get to that after I read the numbers because I'm not done. Hold on.
So it seems like it's adding up to, bro.
Well, you can make any kind of inference you want if that's what you want to make. We're having a discussion about LeBron.
Your research is a little biased. I mean, the other research
biased to who?
I don't know.
So why would you use that?
Where you leading to? We're gonna get to it.
I'm providing numbers to help with an argument. I'm leading to the end of a discussion is where I'm going because I don't prefer one over the other. I don't really care about either one of them. So listen, games that took to reach 5,000 assists. Who you think won that?
Bron.
You got Bron? Yeah, Bron overwhelmingly 723 games. Kobe 1,007. Right. Kobe didn't pass. So games that took to reach 5,000 rebounds.
Bron.
Rebounds, 5,000, LeBron.
To go Kobe or you gonna go Bron?
Man,
I know his stats. I know he had his stats.
So you left
as far as his stats.
You left some things out.
Well, maybe, but
that's the 5 chips.
Okay, we'll talk about that. What's obvious? Because that's a different part of the argument. That's another comparison. That's another comparison. Because what we said was in the beginning was we're taking all that off the table, right? That's what I said, right? We're just trying to use the eye test to see who's a better player. Because you can have it's two different arguments.
So why would you pick Kobe in the Midnight League game and LeBron to start the franchise?
We can get to that.
No,
but let me finish this off.
We just said it fresh earlier.
It's two different situations. It's two different situations. As a basketball player in a certain situation, it could be different. So games it took to 1,000 steals.
Kobe. That might have been a Kobe thing.
Yeah, definitely a Kobe thing.
Who you got? Slinger? You got Kobe?
The way the research has been going, it looks like
you would be wrong.
LeBron.
576 to 677. The Mamba Valley with the defense took him a lot longer to get to 5,000 steals. 1,000 steals. Games it took to get to 600 blocks.
Yeah, Chase Down. I would go with LeBron.
That just goes to show that Kobe was he took over the game.
Can't answer the question, Ken. Answer the question, Ken. Look, we didn't get to that part of the argument yet. We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
All right, okay. All right.
It's LeBron again.
It's LeBron, okay.
708 to 1,174.
Okay.
So major statistical categories, we're taking longevity out the picture, right? Because we know at the end of the day, he's blowing Kobe away as far as individual cumulative stats. We only just going by certain milestone stats. You don't got to play 20 years to get to this. This is literally over, it could be 5 to 8 year run, right? You accounting for nigga prime in this particular situation. So out of the 5 statistical categories, he's away from Kobe in every single one of them, right? Now we get to the other shit, the obvious shit, the 5 titles as opposed to the 4 titles, the MVPs, Are you putting more emphasis on the titles or MVPs?
You put more on titles.
Put the more on titles?
Who won more, yeah.
Because titles is a team sport, some people would say.
Yeah.
Because you just said what the case said about 20 minutes ago. You said you don't win them by yourself, right?
You do.
Okay. So is that kind of a skewed stat?
Like now, are we picking hairs? Now you're screaming 5 titles. You know what I'm saying? All right.
5 and 7. 5 and 7. 7 to turn. Okay, solid. 4 and 5. 4 and 9, right?
Okay. But do you want to add? Do the MVPs count with those 4 titles?
Well, we only got 1 MVP to 4. We got 1 MVP title to 4.
Are we being honest about it? Like us, this is us talking, right? Like you threw out a name earlier when you talk about the point guards, right? Like one of those MVPs he didn't earn, or two? I mean, talk to.
So you're saying Kobe should have two?
Asking.
Let's be generous. Let's be generous. Kobe should have three. That's still not better than four.
Okay.
And are we going? I'm getting there. So are we? So we not going to use that same hypothetical?
You go back to something else. You said something earlier.
Either we gonna say it is what it is, or we dealing with hypotheticals. Because if we dealing with hypotheticals, LeBron suffers from voter fatigue as well.
So you also stated when you doing your bio, which you lead up to your questions, you talked about the era of the player's choice time, right? You talked about that.
Right.
So LeBron started off with the choice. I don't agree with the decision making of where he went in the journey he made. Him going to go latch on with Miami to get it.
Right.
That's a knock to me in his career. Mm-hmm. Now, when he went back to Cleveland and got it, that was like, yo, that was big. I wish he would have stayed there.
For the record, I still never think he should have left Miami. Right. I don't think he should have left Miami.
Okay, you see what happened?
I don't think he should have left Miami.
I think he should have stuck in there.
I don't think we knowing what I know now, it makes sense because he's not doing that.
So those moves gives him a knock in my opinion.
So that's a knock.
That's a knock.
Okay. Is that a knock?
Yes.
The constant jumping back and forth?
Yeah, to go get a championship. Yeah. Why couldn't you just stay where you want? Kobe stayed there. Mike stayed there.
Okay.
That's probably what makes Mike better.
2-2. He went 2-2.
But can we also make the argument that why you got to do it their way?
Why?
Because that's what the LeBron fans will say. Hey, look, man, I control my own destiny. You stick and stay there all you want. It worked out for them. That's fine. That's fine. Some niggas don't work out that way.
So what do you say?
Look at Chuck and look at Pat and them. I respect them. I do. But I also respect what LeBron did. I do.
So you respect KD's way too?
Yeah.
Solid.
Because you know why? Because there's levels of respect. Because I know what his mindset was. Nigga, you ain't gonna call me Patrick Ewing. You ain't calling me Charles Barkley.
So what level of respect do you want?
I respect MJ and I respect MJ's way, Tim Duncan's way. I respect their way more. I do.
Okay, so that's
I do.
Okay, gotcha.
I do respect their way more.
Respect Kobe.
Yeah, I respect niggas that stay in one spot and rock out through thick and thin. Yeah. I respect Dream Way. I respect niggas that stay in one spot and rock out. I do respect that. I respect Karl Malone way. He ain't win it, but fuck it, man. He stayed and rocked out.
So Dave Lillard will be the new modern day.
He's stupid, but he rocking out. He dumb as fuck. To not move in this era, you gotta be out of your mind, man. That nigga should have been gone. But hey, man, rock out, Dame. Do your thing. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. Let's see it work out because they may end up like Dirk. Dirk got one ring, and that's a heavy ring. Mm-hmm. That might be the most respected ring. Period.
Who Dirk beat?
First, Dirk ran through the Lakers, who had just won the title. He swept them.
Yeah. Who did he beat?
He beat LBJ. Yeah. That was a hell of a run. They're saying that that's the most difficult title run that anyone's had. Dirk's title run. That one chip changed the whole perception about Dirk. Hell, Kevin Durant won. Kevin Garnett's one chip changed the perception about him. So one chip didn't do it. But when you LeBron and you chasing 23 and chasing, the Mamba and all them niggas, you gotta rack them shits up. When you on that level,
is he still chasing the Mamba?
Well, I think he's past the Mamba. Slightly. Slightly. I'm not arguing nobody either way. Yeah, I think he passed Mamba. I think he did. Only.
So let the record reflect again. He said he'd take Kobe, but he made this whole argument and then just said, I would take it
I'm sorry, clarify what you said, because he asked me a specific scenario. He asked me, would I take Kobe in the Midnight League over LeBron? I say, yeah.
He said he build a team who would take LeBron.
You heard that, right? You did hear that. Okay, did you not hear that?
Right.
Not easy, because he's trying to make a point and clown me, but he didn't hear that shit.
I'm just like, yo.
He didn't hear that. Stop trying to do that, dog, because you're trying to get me, like you're trying to play me.
Yo, man.
You went through all that. I told you. I I read all the million stats that would tell you why. But he told me a certain scenario. Nigga, would I take Conor McGregor in a boxing match? Fuck no. But if Floyd get in that motherfucking MMA ring, I'd take Conor McGregor and beat the shit out of Floyd. It's a certain situation. Both answers could be true. Both answers could be true.
You're right.
It's not about being right or wrong. It's an opinion. It's an opinion. But I think, like I said, I think LeBron might have passed Kobe. But I'm not arguing. I'm not gonna tell nobody crazy for thinking Kobe is better than LeBron. There's arguments for both.
Your research team thinks that LeBron is better.
No, see, that's not research. That's actual numbers. That's just numbers. That ain't research. That's just numbers. That's just raw numbers. I ain't go deep.
There's no stat that Kobe is leading LeBron. No stat on the board.
Nah.
Yeah, it was
Not one stat.
Not field goal percentage. Not for, well,
Ryan played basketball too. You know, he did.
Okay, so hold on. But if I compare Kobe and Bradley Beal, the argument to be different. Some niggas, some of your numbers not better than certain niggas. But if I compare LeBron numbers and Mike numbers in that same category, LeBron might not fare so well. So it's not a matter of preference. I'm just reading off the numbers. It's not a matter of preference because I don't really care. I'm not a fan of either one of them. Period. I'm not a fan of either one of them. If I had a horse in the race, it would be Mike.
What's the end result?
There is no end result. It's just
LeBron.
I would say LeBron by a slight edge.
So now it's a slight edge.
Yeah, that's what I said 5 minutes ago, right?
It is politics in
Nah, it's a slight edge.
It's really political.
Because
earlier you said possibly. You answered possibly. You know, that was a political answer. Now you're talking about slight. So slight and possibly. Here's to my 2 words.
It's a landslide for who?
Possibly and slight.
LeBron?
You know what I mean?
Okay. He said it's a landslide. He said ain't no fucking way in hell. LeBron is way better than that nigga.
Saying that.
Huh?
I thought that was part of your research team.
What the hell are you talking about, man? That man said that's his opinion, man. He said that nigga is way better than him.
He said it on the door.
Okay.
He said it
But Cash said Kobe better.
right.
You believe Kobe better?
You're slightly.
Yeah, slightly. I feel slightly.
But in the Midnight League, you're taking Kobe.
Fucking right. Fucking right.
It can't be.
Fucking right. Nigga, do you trust me in the alley fight? Do you trust me getting in the ring with motherfucking Ryan Garcia? That's my nigga.
So,
That's my guy.
hold up. So, are you?
My feelings ain't hurt by it.
What's more realistic? Him getting in the alley fight or him getting in the ring?
I think Kobe coming over to motherfucking Midnight League ain't realistic at all. I think Kobe coming over to Midnight League. I think Kobe coming over to Midnight League is not realistic at all. There's zero chance of that happening. That's the Rucker. That's the Rucker. That's the Rucker. That's the Rucker. Stop it. That's the Rucker. Stop it. Stop it, man. Stop. He's not playing in the Midnight League. There's about as much chance of Kobe playing. Look, not to mention. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the Drew.
Stop.
That's the Drew, Vash.
Stop.
Is that not the Drew?
Stop.
Is that not the Drew?
Play the same places. It ain't like you play it.
No, but you said me fighting Ryan Garcia is not possible.
No. What I said to him is, what's more possible? You in the alleyway fight or you getting in the ring with Ron? You're not going to get in the ring, but you might be in the alleyway with Brad walking in the alleyway.
If I'm a GM, I'm drafting LeBron under that situation. You still
Bradley's the alleyway field.
But if his money on the line and
he's betting with the alleyway.
Okay, so if his money's on the line, he's not betting with me, and I'm not offended.
He's betting in the alleyway, correct?
I'm not offended. I'm not offended.
You know, it's like that Hangover 4 thing. That's what you're gonna get right there. Whatever happens there.
It sounds like you trying to convince me Kobe's better, man. It's almost like you offended that the numbers favor LeBron.
Not the numbers, your numbers, man. Your numbers were screwed. Like
They screwed?
no, I'm saying like every category we knew it was going to be LeBron.
Okay, well, listen.
Let me say that.
I just answered the stats.
Now,
I didn't stop there, though. Did I stop there? Say stop there.
The whole thing easy.
Did I stop there?
And that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
I didn't stop there. If I would have said, look, man, we just gonna count raw numbers, I said there's multiple arguments.
Man, did more than that. Yeah. Who that?
If you remove the accolades off the table and just go raw stats, LeBron.
There you go.
LeBron, shit, it's a lot of niggas LeBron got the raw stats over.
some numbers that like Kobe direction too, you know.
Let's think about it. We said 3-point field goal percentage, right?
It was until LeBron came. Oh shit.
No, let's try to find them. Let's try to. Now this is by us doing it. This is in no way saying that he is. I'm just throwing numbers out there because some people love numbers. Some people love raw. Some people love raw numbers. There's some people that love eye tests. The eye test is what we talked about playing over in the Midnight League. That's the eye test. That's the eye test. Do you heavily believe the eye test, or do you believe raw numbers, or is there some happy medium in between? There's no happy medium. It's either one or the other.
Eye test.
Okay. Eye test for you. Okay. What is it for you? The eye test, or is
Russell
it?
Westbrook may have all the numbers in the world.
Russell Westbrook fails the eye test.
No, you're right. There you go. But his numbers.
He fails the eye test to me. It's a terrible example.
Russ, I'll take the terrible example.
Yo.
I'll take Russ at the Midnight League for a lot of
So you put Russ stats in there with no name, and you had to select. You may select Russell stats over a lot.
I'm taking Russ at the middle league for a lot of niggas, bro.
At the Midnight League?
I'm taking Russ at the Midnight League.
Yeah, but I'm saying you put his stats on the whiteboard.
Right.
You put no names and just put the stats of Russell Westbrook.
Okay, but I thought you meant like I can still see it's Russell Westbrook.
No.
Because I'm gonna look say it's jaw dropping. Yeah, his numbers is jaw dropping. But let me ask you a question. How kind is history gonna be to Russell Westbrook? You see this nigga, right? Do you like Russell Westbrook? Do you like Russ?
You saying kind?
History is gonna be kind to Russell Westbrook.
Where we saying?
For that same reason you just said, numbers. The numbers.
Hall of Fame, or you saying
The numbers.
We're asking about.
He'll be Hall of Fame. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what you're asking.
Yeah. History's gonna be kind to him.
What does that mean?
What it means is, without seeing him play, he's gonna look phenomenal based on the numbers.
So you're saying, for us him getting in the Hall, or what we asking?
Just period. Just let's say 20 years from now, there's gonna be some 20-year-old. There's gonna be some 20-year-old that's gonna look at Russell Westbrook numbers.
I'm not sure that's true. I'm not sure you're great loser. When I was ready to say the same thing, I was like, because there's people out there that don't be respecting other people who ain't really get a whole bunch of anything, like your stats or whatever.
Every other great loser.
Like that, I ain't say
Because the kids nowadays, the 20-year-olds, the 20 or 30-year-olds will tell you right now, yeah, the niggas wasn't like that.
What you say about our guy? He he scored the most points in the 80s. Alex English.
And nobody gives a fuck.
Exactly.
Nope.
And that's what he went a whole bunch of anything.
Nobody gives a fuck.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's really and it's not.
But he was nice though.
No, I said no.
He was nice as he passed the eye test. He was nice as fuck.
Also, I say it's a whole lot more. I'm gonna bring some shot. I'm gonna say it's a whole lot more people that will have a whole lot more archival footage. We know people who know Russell Westbrook wasn't as good.
You didn't have Russell. Nobody in this room had Russell Westbrook in their top 5 point guards.
He ain't.
I mean, he's a triple-double master.
Look, man.
You got him over Jason Kidd?
That wasn't enough.
Oh, number I had in mind too and stuff for Damian Steph Curry. What? Yeah,
Oh.
Matthew didn't give you enough. Jason Kidd. I mean, I don't even think Westbrook is in the top 10 on certain people's list. At point guard. You get the name.
Russ is
my list.
Russ is terrible, man.
He would be in my list
Now, because I play players that I've never seen play in my list. So he would probably be in my list out of players that I've seen play, because I'm not putting the one I ain't really seen play in my list.
At a certain
So Will and Bill Russell not in your top 10?
Bill Russell, it teeters. Sometimes I teeter with Bill Russell. He on the brink. Even though I didn't see him play, I respect the rings. Will, I respect the number. I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't give a fuck why you see it or not.
and that's the same way.
I didn't see it or not. I played basketball. If you average 50 and 60 and 25 rebounds, you know what I'm saying? Let alone motherfuckers say that shit.
What about a nigga that led the league in scoring and assists the same season as a point guard?
Oscar?
Nah, Tiny.
Tiny Oscar ball, but that was just once.
If I ain't see you, I ain't impressed by you. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, that wasn't man. Look, man, what are we talking about? We got.
They not in your top 10?
That's not Will.
Bill and Will.
Bill Russell.
They not in your top 10?
No.
Russell Westbrook.
No, Bill and Will. They not in his top 10. They in your top 10, Vash?
I never seen any niggas play.
Teeter, he like 9, he might be 9, 10, 11, however I feel, if my brain working.
Damn.
I mean, at some point, the triple doubles means something. If Russell Westbrook would have a championship by that was all.
We're talking about one ring changing your legacy.
Hold up. So I think Russell wouldn't he would fall underneath of that category we were talking about with Kevin Garnett. Or you said one chip.
One chip to change your legacy.
I think Russell would still be one chip, even right now with the Lakers, that wouldn't change his legacy.
It depends on how much. It depends on his effect on it. It depends on his run to get it. Like if he turned up and turned into Russell and averaged a triple double, then that's different because then you raise your level of play. And I'm never going to ignore a nigga that raises level of play in the playoffs in a title situation. I ain't gonna ignore that. I ain't gonna ignore that. Yeah, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna ignore the. I ain't gonna ignore that at all. But listen, man, it's getting late, man. It's that time, man. We appreciate, man. Both the guests coming through, man. It was ironic, man, that both of them came through tonight, man. That was special, man. That was ironic that both of them came through, man.
Absolutely.
That was that's cool as shit, man.
Yeah,
I think.
Fire Ice edition.
Yeah.
Right.
You be fired, man, because cuz nigga, you fiery.
You're fire.
Nah, Kev cool, man. Kev chill.
Yeah, Kev chill. Cool as ice.
Nah, you fiery, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
You know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with that.
You're fiery, nigga.
Yeah, you spicy, man. Not spicy, man.
Put me up the fire up there. Put me this side. I'm on the fire side.
Okay. Well, you ain't gonna be on there all the time.
Right.
You ain't gonna be on there all the time.
Ain't that what I said?
You ain't be there all the time.
I said that.
But it's more of a personality trait than anything. It's not necessarily a side. It's more a personality trait.
So I'm on the ice side on that Kobe LeBron side.
Nah, there was no fire and ice side on that.
I'm on the ice side.
Yeah, there was no fire and ice side on that period. It's just it was Kobe and LeBron.
It was stacks. That was like fire.
They came like rapid fire, but you were shot. Was you shot? Was you shot?
I mean, by the third one, I was like, okay, we
get it. We get it. It's beating the dead horse. We get it. Okay, I mean, but that's the only way. I mean, it's information. Oh, this is information. I didn't know where it was going because it's a certain. No, because we still arrived at the conclusion where Kobe was better, right? Kobe was better, right? You felt Kobe was better, right?
Were these your notes?
These are NBA notes, bro.
Were these your notes?
These are NBA notes, bro. They're not my notes. They're property of the NBA. They're statistics that already happened. So therefore, I don't.
We don't own the trademark.
Yeah, they've already done these things. He's dished out 9. He's dished out 1,000 assists. I didn't make that up. That's him. They both did that.
So LeBron is the best in this era?
In this era?
Yeah.
No, that's a discussion. It could be.
What you mean a discussion?
In this era, you know, you got Kobe,
you got LeBron, you got Jordan, and you said LeBron.
You said this era.
Yeah, so Jordan, I mean, he's part of this 20 years.
Then that don't count for Jordan. Jordan's not in this era.
No, I'm saying as far as this 20. We're saying Jordan's being part of the other one, and you saying that LeBron.
Some people saying Steph Curry right now.
See, that's what I'm saying. So he's looped into this era.
Because you got niggas, okay, you got your main contemporary. It's tough, man, when your contemporaries and your adversaries is fucking winning more titles than you are for the most part.
And less chips. Less appearances.
I mean, yeah, they beat you head to head. I don't want to hear the argument about the super team and all that shit because you're both playing the same era. We both got the same advantages. Can't get mad because you got beat by. You can't use the argument. Oh man, when you play the super team, you're playing in the super team era. You could get the same niggas. You had a super team at one point. What worked out for you then?
How many chips Curry got?
Craig got 4 of them things, man.
He got 4.
Got 4 of them things, man. 4 of them things.
Oh, okay. Right.
The nigga with the same amount of chips you got. Yeah.
4. Wow. And he only been there 6 times?
Third?
Yeah.
4 out of 6.
And 4 and 9.
Yeah, 4 out of 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's impressive to get there.
I mean, you started putting him over Jordan. I think you still got to start looking over his shoulder at Curry.
Some people say that.
You got to look now.
No, that's a big argument. That's a big argument now. What are you talking about? Those same milestones? Oh, that's cool. LeBron, it's only one nigga that trumps LeBron in those categories.
I'm saying not the 30K, but let's just say 20K. Who got to the point 20K faster, him or
LeBron? Definitely.
LeBron.
Curry struggled the first couple of years.
10 times straight.
Of that. That's about you want to see. You want to
same stats. Use Curry and LeBron.
How many games to what? You said 20K?
Yeah, 20K. Yeah, let's do 20K.
We just gonna do this for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, let's do that. And what other stats we had?
Assists and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's only gonna be one stat that Curry went in, and it might be assists. I don't know if it is. It might.
You might get in point too.
Fuck no. LeBron hit the street running with 20 a game and never looked back. Curry struggled the first. He was splitting time with Monte Ellis. You remember that?
I mean, but what does that got to do with the tear he went on?
He went on a tear, but you also got to understand this nigga averaged 25 or better for damn near 13 to 14 straight years. So your little tear is nice, but if you talk about the first two a certain milestone, I think what you want to do is you want to compare peak years. You want to compare Curry's. You want to compare that 10. That's what it sounds like you want to do.
It's where he's at now to where he popped. I mean, that 30K, that all that. He might. So Curry got. Who would say Curry got another 10 years? I
don't know about 10.
8.
How old is he? Like 30, about 34, 35.
Yeah,
yes, no, he got.
Curry that old?
Well, 30, 32, 33.
He in his 30s. He ain't a young bull. Yeah, he ain't a young bull.
So he got 7 years top.
So it took Steph Curry 822 games to get to 20K. 822 games, right? So we said LeBron, how many times? He's 34. And, young buck. So he definitely ain't got 10 years. Definitely ain't got 10 years. 726 for LeBron.
826.
800 something to 726.
Now, give Curry Bron's stature built because he was a trainer. Can't take that from him. And here's the point. Curry he played a lot of bully ball where Curry played finesse ball, right?
Curry's also shooting 3-pointers.
Okay.
So you're getting the extra bucket. So
right. You're talking about two different styles of play.
Absolutely.
Of course, he's going to dominate the league. He's a big ass. He's a big ass. You're not talking about ass.
Curious. He asked for it. What he wants to say, what he wants to do is, because he mentioned he said Curry went on a tear. You want to compare that tear. You want to say, well, did LeBron do better in that tear?
No, well, now I'm curious towards where they end up at. I'm curious of where he end up at.
Who, LeBron or Curry? Curry?
He still got more time than LeBron, so of course he
Right. Shit, the way it's going right now, I don't know. Curry 34?
Yeah.
I mean, and we know, he's got some injury issues. Them ankles might go at any moment. He's been very fortunate. Yes, he's been very fortunate. The ankles done, they done went out a couple times. They getting older, though. Getting older. Shit, the way LeBron thinking, they might have the same amount of time. I got LeBron with like 5 more years. Shit, I got Curry with like 5 more years.
And if Curry get another chip,
Man, it makes it tough. And it's possible. It's very possible.
hey, look,
Wiseman.
What is it, Wiseman?
Shit, they won the shit without him.
No, I'm saying, you see him in preseason?
I seen one game.
He tough, man.
Yeah.
He tough.
Yeah, he might add that.
It might be scary, man. Curry might end up with 6 or 7 before it's all said and done.
I can see it.
The rookie look good in preseason.
I can see it.
Orlando.
Paolo Banchero? I want to see what that lineup look like. They got some big ass niggas on that team.
Wendell Carter,
Bobo out there, Mo Bamba.
Yeah. Mo Bamba.
They got some big niggas out there, man.
They ass motherfuckers out Orlando, man. Tall ass motherfuckers.
Tall, lame
No
niggas.
shock, they ain't come from him though. I know that type of shit. No.
Tall, lame niggas.
Nah, that's normally his style. Motherfuckers talk about all of a sudden he come out the blue. Man, nigga trash. That nigga trash.
I can't believe Gordon Hill was king for the Atlanta Magic, man. That's all.
Tall, lame niggas.
He saw it. He didn't see them on the Sixers.
Damn.
Bruh, I said Caper for Orlando. I just said I want to see what them. I said I want to see what them big ass niggas do.
Brooklyn Nets look like a problem.
Man, they look like the Brooklyn Nets.
With Ben Simmons to have been.
They look like the Brooklyn Nets. I'm not shocked or disappointed.
I see it, man. I believe in what I see. Fuck Ben, man. Is he playing? Is back hurt? Like, what we doing?
I believe in what I see.
Ass nigga.
I mean, they look how they supposed to look. The question is, are they gonna make it to the end? I mean, niggas gonna miss 30 and 40 games, then it's just gonna be. Unfortunately, there's too much talent over there in the Eastern Conference for you to finish less than 5th and not keep going, not going.
You're gonna finish less than 5th?
Possibly, man, because some niggas injury prone.
I got him at 5.
Now, if you say hypothetically healthy, they would finish way better than that.
They're gonna be healthy.
I don't think they gonna finish healthy. Kyrie gonna get hurt. That's my baby, but he gonna get hurt. Kevin Durant gonna get hurt. We know Fed gonna get hurt. Between them 3 niggas, they gonna miss 20 games apiece.
Everybody getting hurt?
Yeah. Holy shit. History be so. History says so. History says they're gonna get hurt. History says something's gonna happen. That's what history tells me. History tells me something's gonna happen. Whether it's an earthquake and it swallowed up Kevin Durant car and he can't play for 4. I don't know. Something gonna happen because that's what history tells me. Them niggas gonna miss a lot of games. That's their Achilles heel. It's not, but them niggas missing a lot of games. If miraculously they avoid the injury bug this year, okay, it's positive, very positive. But injuries part of the game. It happens. And from a betting man, I would say, 2 of them 3 niggas gonna get hurt. So that's the story for them.
Hey, all that's part of it.
Part of the game, bro.
All that's in the game.
Part of the game.
On the same team. I mean, you got to take it good with the bad. That's why, I mean, it's going to take a lot of teams. I mean, they got to prove it.
So listen, man, it's getting late. We appreciate y'all walking with us, man. We enjoyed it, man. We enjoyed the guests coming in, man. Appreciate y'all brothers taking the time out today, man, to come in, man. I always like when people come through, man. I like the company. I like the support more than anything. I like the support, man. Love the support, man. First of all, man, any closing thoughts, man? Closing thoughts, anything?
Yeah, man. I would like to thank our special guests, man. First and foremost, from the bottom of my motherfucking heart. You know what I'm saying? KC on the come through, man. Thank you for sharing everything you did with all our people, you know, for walking with us. Anytime, any motherfucking time, You welcome any motherfucking time. Brother Vash, you motherfucking family, thank you for coming through.
Man, thanks for having me.
Thank both of y'all, man, for just sharing your perspectives. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was saying I learned something tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? Homie, let me sit this with
Let me help you with that, good brother.
Let me help you with that, man. And I just like to say thank you, man, for continuing to be an inspiration like y'all are, man. And thank you for coming on our show.
That's real. Absolutely, man. So with that being said, man, this is the Friday Night's Experience. Appreciate you walking with us, man. We out here, man. Be back next Tuesday. Or, man, you catch us on another night this week, man. Mike got a special surprise for y'all. But I appreciate y'all walking with us, man. We out, man. E-Way all day, man. 302. Went to Delaware, that's what we do.
Motherfuckers. Andy, where you at, nigga? Cuss you the fuck out, nigga.